What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Sandlot Gaming's Dungeons and Dragons. We are running through the Tomb of Annihilation module. In our party that we are running currently, we have a monk, a wizard, a bard, a druid, and we lost our warlock last session, but he will be rolling a new character that we will be coming across at some point. I think he's going to be a fighter. Where we left off last week, we are working our way into the jungle of Chult, heading toward, we are currently in Camp Vengeance. We fought off about 3 encounters at one time due to some sloppy exploring by certain people in our party, and we are working our way towards Camp Vengeance. Camp Righteous is where we are now, working our way towards Camp Vengeance. I'm not sure what I said before. But regardless, we're running a little low on spells. We could really use a long rest, which are not easy to come by here in the jungle. And we're trying to work our way to a place where we can get that. So there is a hidden temple at this camp or a secret temple at this camp that has, I'm sure, amazing loot and treasure inside. We're going to see if we end up going into there. Trying to get in there is what cost us our warlock. He went ahead and tried to get in himself and ended up springing a few traps and got killed. So people are hesitant at this point to try to do that. So let's jump into the chat and see what is going on.
Non-navigating limp wrists stumble into camp.
All right, are we ready to rock and roll?
We are.
All right, so Hillers, I think you should do the honors of the recap from the last session.
I actually stopped paying attention like almost immediately because I was doing the character sheet.
Maybe you recap the first half.
Well, the first 15 minutes, I died horribly in a series of errors.
Happened so fast.
I mean, it was like, I'm going to touch a door, and then bam, I'm dead. And then I got dragged through all the traps that killed me to get super dead. And then I had one last chance to save myself and rolled a nat 1 to be as dead as is possible to be.
Yeah.
And then I started building a new character sheet.
By the way, I'm in a Discord.
Wait. Also, everyone looted my body. Almost no one mourned my death.
We didn't mourn your death.
Nick was the only one that gave me even a proper send-off in any way.
We dug you a grave. We buried your body.
No,
what you talking about?
Burned me on a pyre and stole all my shit.
Well, we didn't want you becoming a zombie that tried to eat our brains.
I'm gonna haunt you.
You're saying hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm gonna haunt you. I sang
that. No, we sang...
I sang that. I also played it. It was great.
You did.
No, we sang Dust in the Wind.
Dust in the Wind.
Oh,
also, you don't even remember my eulogy. Worst
I
party
don't even
ever.
remember who Jason Dark Magic was.
I don't know.
Is Andy coming, by the way?
He said he'd be a little late, having some issues putting the kiddos down.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so after that, I totally ignored you hapless bunch of weirdos, but I assume that you're headed to Camp Vengeance.
Yeah,
for the much-needed long rest.
We explored the camp a lot more, I think. Tried to check things out. I don't know. Found a few meaningless things. Didn't find a ton of stuff.
All the good stuff was probably in the temple that straight up murdered me.
Yeah, and I don't think we left the camp, right?
You did. You did leave the camp, and you've.
Okay. We're coming up. Yeah, that's right. We moseyed down the river. Somehow. Oh no! Ended up. That's right. We found we tried to camp on at a beach, and we smelled something awful, and we sent. My computer is currently exploding.
Literally, I hear that. That was your fan?
Yeah, that can't be good.
That doesn't seem.
It stopped.
Correct.
Okay.
Someone else will die this week. I'll take his stuff. Half of which is my old stuff.
And then our squawk flew up to see what it was, and it was basically a T-Rex that had been killed and gutted, and wisely decided not to land to check it out because I think he might have been eaten by something that was able to kill a T-Rex.
He would have died so fast.
Good move there.
I
And,
remember thinking, like, please land. Please land and poke around.
it was very good. And then so he came back, and then as he came back, we heard stomping, like Jurassic Park style stomping on the woods, and we got on a boat and left immediately. And I think at that point we found shortly thereafter we found ourselves coming up on Camp Vengeance.
Well, you did stop again and rested.
Right.
Just a little bit. You just went a little bit further upstream. You got your short rest in, which clears exhaustion. And then you carried on, and you're approaching what you believe to be Camp Vengeance.
You there, Roland?
I'm here.
All right. Okay. So
We all spent a while talking about how Steve Dark Magic was the best of us.
He died how he lived.
Mostly the worst.
He did. He did die how he lived.
His vicious pursuit of magic items.
all right. So the four of you, yes. So the four of you and Iku travel throughout the morning. You're quite tired from the interrupted sleep the night before, and stressed from having to flee and having had to do so quickly after experiencing the death of your colleague Steve Dark Magic.
So sad. So rememberable.
Was it
As
Steve?
you
sure it was Steve?
it was Steve. It was Steve, right? Sean. Might have been a Sean.
Sean sounds right.
Sean.
You'll know when I haunt you into infamy.
And his pet Touchy or Feely or...
Yeah, I don't know. That thing creeped me out, man. Whatever his name
Yeah,
was.
man. I'm happy
Nope.
that thing gone.
He'll
Worthless.
feel you into impotent.
He was worthless.
So you guys, as you're paddling upriver, at one point you come around a large bend in the stream, and Iku kind of points out to the folks in her boat up ahead, far above the canopy, to your south. You can see in the far distance, kind of mostly covered by distant fog and clouds, a plateau sticking up out of the canopy far to your south. And she tells you that, let's see, who's in her boat? Let me remind myself.
Me and Zig.
Yeah. So she reminds the two of you, or she tells you the two of you, that is Mbala. That is where we go. About 2 hours later, Mbala seems no closer. But you come
Progress.
past another
Oh well,
quick bend.
maybe next adventure.
and through the clearing foliage, which has started to lighten. Like as over the course of the day, you've seen that the river itself is starting to widen and flatten, and the density of the cover over top of the river, there's now quite a clear gap up into the sky, quite broad, and the trees are starting to thin a bit, and you see through that a wooden fortification along the to your left, so along the eastern riverbanks. Yeah, make sure that's right. Yeah, exactly. As you get closer, you see that it's a walled compound with a kind of vertical fence of logs, with watchtowers posted around it on the side that you can see. You can see 2 to 3 watchtowers from as you're approaching. Over the tops of the fence, you can see just the peaks of some canvas tents, and you see all around the side of the camp that you're approaching is a deep ditch that has been dug into wet mud. And out of the ditch are humongous wooden spikes carved out of whole logs, These spikes are far too big to cause really any problem for somebody of human size. So these are very likely to be fending off dinosaurs.
Awesome.
As you continue to get ever closer, you now see that directly facing the river, there is a large gatehouse with a palisade atop it, and you can see two humans at the top, walking back and forth, guarding it. And you believe, even from this distance, you can see that they've noticed your approach. They're looking in your direction. Out in front of that gatehouse, not too far, maybe only 20 yards, you see a really crude pier, and tied to that are a few small boats. You count about 4 rowboats there. Okay, so you continue to paddle.
Anybody want to head to the camp, maybe?
So you continue to paddle, and you get closer, because there's nowhere else to go unless you get off the river. It's two-way.
Guys, I'd like to head to that camp.
I guess I should, since I'm in the boat, I will ask Iku, has she been here before, and what's the procedures for this docking at this location?
She tells you she has not been. She tells you she has not been here. That, to her understanding, this is a new camp.
Is there anything that we must do to flag that we are coming in friendly? Do we need to be flying white banners? What do we need to do here?
I could show him my stone fist.
She remarks that these people are from your lands, so she should be asking you.
Marland. I don't get along well with people from Marland.
Who's rowing my boat?
Let's see. Did we ever solve what we're doing about the Steve situation?
I think Squawk was.
I think Squawk has to row it.
Squawk wasn't
okay.
Oh, okay.
We're down a man.
Okay.
It's just me and you in that one now, Squawk.
So then Squawk is rowing.
Squawk flies. Squawk doesn't row a boat.
Squawk needs to row a boat now.
Yeah, Squawk has a rowboat now. Welcome to the team.
We discussed this last time.
Apparently not, because we don't know what we're doing. Okay.
No, we had to move Zig over to the other boat to row, which means that either you or me had to row, Squawk, and since your strength is higher, you were rowing.
Okay.
I guess I could both row and navigate by myself in a boat.
So you could have Zig row your boat, Recto.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to navigate. It's a rowboat.
Well, no, we do, because we had a whole thing about that a couple of sessions ago.
That's how the mechanics work.
Yeah, that's the mechanics.
Okay.
Like, the navigator becomes aware of things in the water to avoid them and stuff like that. And the person rowing, based on their strength score and their rolls, can avoid them. But so I would like to suggest to Squawk, if Squawk is rowing, or if Squawk has just taken off and left the boat, then I would like to use the oar to start navigating my boat towards the shore.
Okay. And your boat too, by the way, Recto. So Roland's boat is in the lead, is what we've previously said.
Okay.
Roland, are you also navigating? Are you rowing over to the shore?
Yeah, I mean, if I see him heading over there, I wouldn't know the best way to approach a giant camp of people. I would probably signal that we should follow over there as well.
Okay. All right. So you guys paddle closer to the pier, close to the gatehouse. As you get closer, all of a sudden the smell hits you of rot and decay, and now you can see lining that ditch attached to some of, or impaled upon some of those spikes, you do see the decomposing bodies of some large creatures, probably dinosaurs. You also see a ring all around the perimeter of the camp that you can see of human-sized corpses that appear to be charred.
Fantastic.
I guess the flames of Tressendar have been here before.
It wasn't me. I admit it.
So that is how far inland, like the charred remains?
Not far. I mean, we're talking maybe 20 yards.
But we can kind of run our boats aground and like hop out.
Yes, you can.
Okay, without going near the charred bodies.
That's correct. Yeah, there's a the pier itself. It's less of a pier. It's almost like just a wooden stake, kind of in the water. It kind of is in front of a path that has been kind of cleared and leads to the gatehouse. The ditch kind of extends out in either direction away from the path and presumably circles the entire camp.
I can't remember. You said that we were sighted?
I'm sorry?
Did you mention that we were sighted by a person?
Yes. So you can see two guards, and you're now close enough that you can see that one of them appears to be Chilton. He's wearing something closer to the kind of regional wardrobe that you've seen in Port Nine Zaru of kind of the martial types. The other one, though, does not appear to be Chilton, and instead of wearing armor like you might expect, given who you think this is, you see that he's wearing just a cloth tabard, and on the front of that tabard is a white fist or a gauntlet, and it's clutching a sword that it's holding horizontally across the tabard. As you guys kind of lash up your boats to the post, that one, the one wearing the tabard, shouts out to you, "Declare your intentions!"
I'd like to shoot my hand straight up in the air.
Oh, Lord.
Both one hand or both?
Like both, but not like in a just in a almost in a waving yet like not here to cause any problems. I'm unarmed. Just a non-confrontational pose.
Okay.
Let's call it.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to declare our intentions here?
Throw your glowing fist up there, Recto. I'm sure that'll solve the situation.
Anybody?
I don't talk well with people.
I would think our bard is not. Is our bard charismatic?
I would hope.
Yes, he is very charismatic.
Well, does the bard want to step in?
Bard hasn't been
that's
role
fine.
playing all that charismatically, I will say, but
Yeah, he has been.
okay, go for it, man.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, if you want to, if not, somebody else.
I think I'm just looking for the out of character. So we stumbled across this camp, and we just don't want trouble here, right? Ultimately, where we're
Oh, it's not that we stumbled
This is where
across.
we're
You
headed.
just have to tell him you don't want to kill him. How hard is it?
We're looking. We're looking for a place to rest right now. Is what we're looking for.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'll put my hands and my wings up, like in a like peaceful kind of way, and just say we've been traveling a long time. We're just ready. We just need to rest.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you see the guard kind of peer out over the edge of the palisade to try to get a closer look at all of you, and then he turns and says something to the other guard next to him that you can't quite they can't hear. It's too far
Can
away.
I read his lips though?
Is that a thing you can do?
It is something I can do.
Do we have to? Yeah. Let's.
Observant.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you can. So you see him. You see him. Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. So you see him lean over to the other guard and say, "Watch him. Watch them. I think the commander might want to speak with them." And then you all see him kind of move out of view for a minute, and the other guard he pulls up a crossbow and just has it not quite pointed at you, but kind of at the ready, if you will.
Okay. I'll look around at everyone and kind of just like put your arms down. You're rich, and I'm gonna lower my arms, and it's like I'm going to not be like super relaxed, but I'm just going to not be as overtly like submissive to them. Like I guess by. God.
I'd like to whisper over to Recto and advise or maybe ask, say, hey, why don't you move up front in case this goes bad? Can't you catch those fucking things?
I mean, I'll move up next to Squawk if he's up there. I mean, if I'd like to position myself kind of just next to him, then
he's going to go get the general.
Yeah, he's got a crossbow pointing at us, so we have somebody who can catch those things.
Yeah, they're getting their commander. Just relax.
I'm very relaxed. Tell them we mean them no harm. We come in peace. We just want a place to rest.
So only
There's
about a
too
minute.
much confusion. I get no relief.
So like less than a minute later, the Order of the Gauntlet Guard returns, and he shouts over the gatehouse down to you. Come inside. Commander Breakbone wishes to speak with you.
Breakbone?
That's probably not a great thing,
It's an
but
awesome
let's go.
name. Breakbone is ready.
And
Oh yeah!
shortly after he says that, you hear a loud groan as you see a guard, two guards, pull open the large wooden gates at the front of the gatehouse, and as they pull it back, you can see both of these large wooden doors as they swing inward, dragging big piles of mud inward.
Let's
Wait,
go.
what was that? I'm sorry. What was that?
The gates are swinging inwards, and they're kind of dragging mud with
Oh,
them.
the dragging mud.
Oh, okay.
The doors are opening inward, not outward.
Right. Yeah, I got it.
It's important.
Okay. All right, well, let's go, and I will start trotting along.
All right, Squawk, as you start to step, you realize that the mud is really thick here.
Okay.
So
I'm
you
gonna-
squish.
He's got
Okay,
such
so I'm
little
gonna-
bird feet.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like lift my foot and kick it off, and then just decide, fuck this, I'm gonna fly. And then I'm just gonna like fly like a couple feet above the ground. Like I'm not like flying high.
Mhm.
I'm just like kind of more like hovering at a pace to like keep up with everyone.
Okay. So the rest of you, if you're walking, because I assume you have to, as you're walking, it's like ankle height mud right here, and as you look around, it looks like it's even deeper, and you're swatting insects away as you go. This is
Charming.
pretty thick.
I eat a couple of the bugs.
All right, they're
get
tasty.
point back?
They're tasty. They're good ones. They feel like they are nice and fat and juicy, like they've been well fed.
Great job, Nick. You now have Zika. Now has Zika.
I hope you're not planning on getting pregnant.
Yeah, don't get pregnant, Squawk.
I would like to use my druid craft to create these small puffs of wind around me to keep these things away from me, so I don't have to worry about them whatsoever.
Nice. Yeah, good idea. You guys also have a ton of insect repellent that you bought in the boat. So as you guys move along the trail,
Interesting.
Why did I buy that?
You chumps need that.
Wonder when that's going to come into play.
I guess it's a good question. Was there a post actually saying everything that we did buy? I know we bought like supplies as a baseline. Is there like a full-blown list of individual stuff we got? Did I miss that?
I don't have that list.
You're welcome to make one.
Okay, well I didn't know, like stuff like insect repellent. Maybe that's something that we, I don't know.
Those sunburned.
I'll go back
Yes.
and I'll go.
100.
That's the one after Zigmundo.
I am
I'll try to find it this week and construct a list.
Okay, I didn't know if there was one or what the deal was with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys move forward
Is this fun?
and come inside the gatehouse, and Squawk, you probably have to. It's going to be tough to fly through here, so you might have to land for this part.
Okay.
As you go through, you can see the two guards kind of still holding on to the two doors, and then up above you, you can glance and you see the gatehouse itself is pretty sturdy, but it's also just made out of wooden logs. This is just pure log construction. You can see through the cracks. You can see the two guards walking above you, and you can see that they've created some sort of murder hole contraption in the gatehouse, and they're kind of peering out through the hole at you as you pass underneath. You exit the other side into the camp itself, and you see a large command tent directly in front of you, much larger than the others. To either side of that tent, you see two round tents, one on each side, both of which have probably about a dozen guards or soldiers in a variety of poses, sitting and standing outside them, almost like they're queued up. They're in line, and some of them are very clearly injured. Others are very clearly ill, and some you can't quite tell. But as soon as you see them, you're struck with the sense that something has gone wrong here. To your left, as you walk in, you see a small fence that has blocked off an animal pen. There are 3 goats inside that look quite sick. They're very thin, not moving much. There's one guard inside who's feebly attempting to milk one of the goats, and the goat keeps kind of scurrying off relatively slowly, and the guard doesn't even seem to have enough energy to chase it. It's pretty sad. You see some barrels with maybe rainwater. You see a couple guards drinking from those barrels. Some crates that seem to just be completely unpacked, still packed. They haven't been opened. You can see those guardhouses that you were able to, the watchtowers that you're able to see from outside of the perimeter. You can now see that there are 4, kind of 2 on the southern side, 2 on the northern side. So to your left and to your right. And then beyond these 3 major tents in front of you, you can see a series of 8 to 10 canopy tents that look like maybe they would be fit for 2 or 3 people behind that. So it's a sizable camp, but just similar to outside. It's a little bit less muddy in here, but not by much. You see large kind of pools of stagnant water, flies buzzing over top of all of it. The muck is still easily an inch deep in here, and as you clear the gate, you can hear the groan of the gates as those 2 guards start to push them closed.
Okay.
A dwarf wearing some armor, not as much as you'd be accustomed to seeing a dwarf in a paladinic order from Sword Coast, but still wearing at least his breastplate. He approaches you and says, "Follow me. The commander wishes to see you." And
we follow, right?
He starts heading towards the central command tent.
You guys want to follow?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I bow. I say, yes, sir. We follow. And then I turn invisible. No, I do not.
No, don't say that. No. Veto.
I do not turn invisible.
As we're walking, I'd like to mention, say, nice place you got here. I'm trying to start a conversation with him.
Yeah.
And you said you don't get along with your home country.
Say,
So he turns over to Rolla and says, "Yes, well, we've seen better days. It's been a difficult few months."
Is that how long you've been here?
We've been here maybe, I don't know, 4 or 6. I don't know how many weeks. It's not been long. No more than 2 moons.
Is that not 2 nights?
No.
It's months. Months.
2 full moons.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay, so he motions you forward, and as you approach the command tent, you can hear a bit of an argument. And as you walk inside, you see there are a couple of guards. You see one woman who's dressed in sturdy, studded leather armor. She's leaning against a desk, kind of flipping a dagger up and down. In front of her, close to a large table with a map, are 2 humans. One human is tall and skinny with a narrow face, clean, kind of shaven on head and beard, but his face has become a little grizzled, like he's been up for too long. But he's kind of bearing himself with a bit of authority. His back is quite straight, and his suit, while it's a bit worn in, is clearly meant to suggest authority and some sort of officer. And he's talking to another human who has kind of wild hair. You see strapped to his back are 2 weapons, both of which have dinosaur bone hilts, and is kind of in a mix of kind of native clothing with a bit of armaments and clothing that he was able to that looks like he's taken from the folks here, but he looks maybe like he's not really part of this group.
Who could that be?
Who could it be? and you overhear the person that you think might be the commander say, "We just don't have that much to give you. I'm sorry. You're here doing good work for Tyr and for the Order. That we pay you at all is a miracle."
Who is they talking to?
Jason.
Who's Jason?
I'm sorry, was I supposed to interject here?
Yeah, so he's telling
There's a guy talking
so he's
to
telling he's telling Jason.
Got it.
So here's a thing where
Sorry, I didn't know where the transfer was made.
Hi.
And go!
Yeah. So presumably,
Football smush.
so presumably Jason has approached him about not feeling satisfied with his pay, and Breakbone here is basically saying
Breakbone.
he doesn't really think he should pay him at all, because the circumstances are so dire and the work that they do is so important that it should be something that you do out of principle, not out of your kind of mercenary nature.
Sure. So the other character would reply, and I've got my own causes, and your little stick fort here isn't necessarily among them. Your gods aren't mine, and I get more gold and supplies off the dead than I do from you people. Anybody can see that you guys haven't got much left here. If you can't provide more than this for me, there may not be much more than I can do for you. I'll kill them on my own. I never needed you for that.
He, as you say this, you can see him looking over your shoulder, as he notices the new arrivals entering, and he turns back to Jays and says, "We'll finish this discussion later." And the kind of motions for you all to approach.
I'll approach.
Yeah, sure. Walk it up.
Okay. You have entered Camp Vengeance. This camp is the post for the Order of the Gauntlet. We are here to deal with the undead menace that is terrorizing Chult. What is your business here?
We are here looking for brakes. We have traveled brakes. My car's out. My car's out. We've been traveling for many days and need to rest. We are hoping that you will be able to accommodate us.
Have you seen this camp? When you walked through, does this look like a resort to you? We give nothing to those that do
the
not.
umbrellas out front.
He glares at Zygmundo.
So we
nothing.
understand that you
Oh,
seem to be
God.
having some tough times. But we have been traveling for a very long time, and if you can let us rest, maybe we can help you with this problem that you're having.
Are any of you experienced in the medical arts? Healers, doctors.
Okay, flashback to when Steve taught me how to heal people. Fox says, "I have some medical training."
Can we all remember that flashback where Steve was giving us all medical training in the woods? It was like
The extent of
awful,
Steve's
remember?
medical
Them in
training
wounds.
was, if you spit in worms in my wounds again, I'm gonna kill you.
So you tell him that you do have medical training.
Yeah, I'll like half,
Oh,
tentatively raise my hand up, like super low though, and hoping to not actually be seen.
Okay, so he motions to one of the two guards in the room, and he says, "Well, here, let me see if he sees you, Roland."
Please see Roland.
He doesn't.
Oh God.
So he points to Squawk. He brings the guard over and points to Squawk and says, "Take him to the medical tent. Make sure that he tends to the wounded as quickly as we can."
Okay. Well,
You're not gonna
My
want to
healing-
do that.
my healing is more
Of the bird type.
spiritual healing than medical healing.
It's more sexual.
Sexual.
So he kind of adjusts his collar and steps up really close to you. His nose is probably 3 inches from your beak, and he says, "I have men that are wounded. I have men that are dying. I have men that are dead. Can you help them or can you not?"
I will adjust my feathers and take a step back.
He kind of narrows
I-
his eyes.
I will take a deep breath and I will step up and I will say, I have limited knowledge in this field. As in my walking in of your non-resort here, I noticed that you also have issues with feeding your men.
Yes, this is true.
All we ask for are a couple of nights to rest our heads. We're not looking for you to feed us or anything of that nature. We need a place to stay. If you can provide that, I can feed. How many people are in this camp? Or I should ask, how many men do you have?
Well, we had 4 dozen when we came. We have less now. A bit over 30.
If you can give us a place to rest our head safely this evening, and a place to rest our heads safely tomorrow evening, I can feed your entire camp for a full day.
Okay. So he crosses his arms and looks over to the guard that was standing next to him that had come over to take Squawk and says, "Ignore the bird fool, but take that one over to the medical tent. I don't need your food, boy, but your medical services are needed immediately. Get over to the tent. This gentleman will take you. Once you're there, do what you can for my men, and you will earn my thanks.
I can do nothing without a rest, sir.
Gods. All right.
This has been a long trip to even make it this far, and you know that. We had... Where was the last camp we stopped at? What was the name of that? Excuse me.
Righteous.
It's Camp Righteous.
We had a bit of a layover in Camp Righteous, purging undead.
As you mentioned Camp Righteous, you see him, like his head kind of tilt off to the side, and you can see him grinding his teeth a bit. So you were at the camp.
We happened to pass by.
Well, then you all know what we're up against, I suppose.
And then you also know why I'm asking for a rest. I will help your men, but my camp and my party, we need time to rest to be able to help. We will spend a day to help.
Very well. All right. So, and he tells the guard, take him to one of the men's tents. If you have to remove somebody, try to find the healthiest man to remove. Give this man that tent for the evening. Stand guard over that tent to ensure that he does not leave. In the morning, take him directly to the medical tent to begin helping the men to the best of his ability. There he will remain for the entire day, or however long it takes, however many days it takes. And he kind of motions for the two of you to go.
That's not the agreement.
That is my agreement.
We can be on our way.
And he kind of gestures
I will help
for
your men
behind
for a
him.
day. I will help your men for a day. It's a noble cause. Your men need help. I will help your men for a day.
You see the woman behind him on the desk stop flipping the dagger and sheath it and kind of stand up a little bit more at attention. Son, we are in bad shape here. We're going to need more than a day's help. You've asked for rest. I will give it to you. I will make sure that you are fed. You are given water. You will have what you need in order to take care of my men. Now go. I will continue this discussion about other topics with the rest of your friends here, unless they're able to go help with the medical issues as well.
Can I ask a gameplay question here?
Sure.
Please. So when people are hurt, like non-adventurers, let's say, are hurt, or when we're taking a short rest, what is the difference between an adventurer's hit points and like a civilian's hit points? How are they going? How are these people going to? Because I technically can heal them in groups with my songs because of my songs of rest that I can play.
Yeah.
So I can heal them. Like, so I don't have like the medical training, but I do have the musical kind of healing. So
nice.
That's why I say in spiritual healing.
Yeah.
Sexual healing.
Say it.
So that does that is a magical power. So that does help to heal people. Okay. Right. It basically helps expedite their natural healing processes. Is what it does.
Okay.
Commoners they have less health. They have lower hit dice. Right. So their natural healing is slower than yours. Than an adventurer's. Also, you don't really know the nature of what's wrong with them yet. It's tough to really say whether that would fix it or not.
Right.
I don't know that it wouldn't hurt them, but I mean, I don't know that. So I guess that's the question.
It's almost certainly not going to hurt them.
Well, right.
You just
Maybe
don't know
they're
to what
Amish
degree
and
it
they
would
don't
help.
like music.
Maybe.
I don't know. Do Amish like music? I don't even know that.
I would like to say that for me to assist you to help your men, I will need an assistant from my party that I trust.
Point to who you need.
I'll point to Squawk.
Well, I can't say I'm happy to have him stick around, but I'm happy to get him out of my tent. Go.
Well done.
All right. Let's
Okay.
go, Birdman.
I leave with Roland.
Okay, so one of the guards escorts the two of you out. We'll circle back around later. So it's Zigmundo and Recto left. So the commander turns to face you two and says, "You may not have medical training, but you can still be of help to this camp. I have many men here, several of whom well, they're not likely to make it, and there's little that your friends can do about it, and even less that you can do about it. But I have others, they're very ill. I do not think your friends will be able to help, but there are people in Port 9 Zaru that could help. I need you to escort 4 of my men back to the port, keeping them safe. You leave in the morning."
I don't know about that.
Sir, might I ask, what is the cause of your problems? What is ailing this camp?
What doesn't? What doesn't?
I mean, other than the standard, fatigue of the jungle and.
There's an extensive list on the chat window if you need.
Starvation, exertion, undead, exposure, thirst, disease, continuous attacks.
What's some
What about
viral
dinosaurs?
STDs?
Are dinosaurs on the list?
Well, you saw Camp Righteous. We did not adequately prepare our defenses. We didn't expect the undead to venture that far from the lands they've previously roamed. They caught us mostly unaware. We lost many. We were able to send back and fetch their bodies later, but it was a crushing defeat. We founded this camp, and since building this, we have been safer, although there are still attacks. The fortifications have held. But the injuries sustained at Camp Righteousness and the just putrid conditions of this camp have let disease set in. The men are not healing properly. The healthy men are coming down with illness. Young men, old men. We've tried to continue our excursions out into the jungles to take the battle to the undead, which is our mandate. I don't know if we can even mount another excursion at this point.
Is there a source?
We need our men.
Is there a source where the undead are coming from that you're aware of, or a place you were trying to clear out? Or is this just a blind venturing out into the woods to kill undead?
I suspect there is a source, but I do not know of the source. That is what we are here to accomplish, and we're not accomplishing it right now. I need your help to get more able-bodied men back on their feet so we can continue to move this initiative forward and make these jungles safe again.
How many men do you need healed?
As many as possible. I believe that your 2 friends will help, and if you can take these 4 back to Port 9 Zaru, we have more reinforcements there that can come and help us to reestablish this forward operating base.
I like
within a few weeks, you should be free to go with my thanks.
We don't like it to split us up because it's so bad when that happens.
It is. It is bad.
Yeah.
Also, Troy, can we get the map of the land up if that's cool? Because I can't recall how far away that is, but I know it's
Yes.
far away.
Yeah.
Quite.
Or is there a camp map here? Or?
Although it is downstream somehow from where you are.
Magical anti.
Yeah, but then we've still got to come back upstream again.
Yeah.
So there is a camp map. Frankly, I have a bit of a new policy, which is to avoid showing you gridded maps until absolutely necessary.
That's fine. I'm cool with that.
You're not allowed to see. You're not responsible enough.
Maybe when you're older.
That's not going to happen.
So what are you expecting to get from Port 9 Zaru? I mean, are there particular medicines or potions or
He said there's a whole lot of reserves waiting to come back up, but he doesn't know
reinforcements.
that.
These men, I do not know if they will survive, but they have their best shot is Port 9 Zaru. I believe that they can survive the trip, and then once there, they will receive better care than they can receive here. I care about my men. I want to give them the best shot. While you're there, I will give you a letter that I would like you to deliver to someone in Port Nyanzaru who can help me to reinforce our ranks.
Is he a merchant prince? Perhaps?
No.
Oh, good.
Jumping back a little bit to the beginning here, what is the purpose of your mission here? Is there a particular goal you're looking to accomplish?
The Order of the Gauntlet, if you don't know, and you gentlemen look like you might be from the Sword Coast, so perhaps you've encountered us before. We are the enemies of the undead in all varieties, on this plane and every other. We seek out and destroy the undead wherever it exists, and I will tell you right now that it exists here on Chult like I have never seen along the Sword Coast. We are here to determine the source of that undead and to destroy it.
Do you have a timeline in mind for this?
It will take as long as it takes.
So no. Okay.
Look, I know you are not part of our order. I will not press you into our service forever. If you do this task for me, if you take them to Port Nyanzaru, you return with mine reinforcements, you will be free to go.
Well, sir, we're.
I mean, we could just leave and then tell him we're heading down to Port Nyanzaru and not go.
Well, yeah. So,
Give
game
us all the
time
goals
wise,
so we can buy the shit that you need us to.
we have an idea game wise on how the timeline of this, right? Like, what would this be? 2 weeks of travel to go up there and come back, or
probably
something like that. Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, we have limited rations ourselves. We entered this jungle on a mission just like you did, and plan to accomplish that mission. If there are things we can help you with at this camp, we would love to. But sending us on a 2-week journey out of our way is I'll have to discuss that with my group before we accept that kind of thing.
Cost prohibitive.
If you are going to be continuing on in the jungle, I assume you have rations enough to make it back to Port Nyanzaru. There in Port Nyanzaru, my contact will be instructed to repay you for any rations and costs that you incur on your trip back.
We appreciate that, but still, we'll need to discuss this as a party. As we are a group that, as I said, had a goal in coming here. We'll need to figure out if this is something we're willing to undertake and help you with. In the meantime, we will do what we can here at the camp, help you with defense, help you with healing, whatever we can while we're here, if you can provide us a night's rest.
So he steps a little bit closer to you and puts his hand on the hilt of the sword by his side. I don't think I explained myself properly. I'm not asking for your assistance. I'm giving you an order as the commander of the Gauntlet. I will permit you to go discuss this with your friends that you came here with, but I expect you to be on your way in the morning with my men back to Port Nyanzaru.
How many men does he want? Sorry, party question. How many people do you want us to take back down there?
4.
There are four injured people.
Tell them to pack up all their gold. The second we leave camp, we kill them and we head on our way. Goodbye,
Sir.
Spock. Sorry.
Is there a reason these 4 men are unable to escort themselves back to Port Nyanzaru? Can you not just send...
Are you asking him that?
Yeah, can you not just send 6 or 7 up there to go with and get the supplies and come back? Is there a reason we are required to do this?
I don't have enough men. I can't even mount an expedition to combat the undead in just the local area, let alone find the source. I can't spare any men to go back to Port Nyanzaru. I need them here. I've got this mercenary breathing down my neck.
Okay.
I'm out of options. You're my option.
Help me. You're my only hope. Can't spare square.
Well, I appreciate your order of me, and we will discuss this as a group. And if you don't mind, Zig, I mean, are you good here?
I would like it to walk out of this tent, please.
Okay. Sir, if you don't mind, we'd like to take our leave and join up with our party and see if there's anything we can do to help your men.
So he takes his arm off of his sword, crosses his arms again. You do not have leave of this camp. Pern will join you. She will see you to the campfire. There you will await your colleagues when they have completed what they can at the medical tent. They will rejoin you. You can have your discussions. You will have a rest tonight, and you'll be off in the morning.
And one of you will be voted off the island. Oh, no.
Okay, can you point me to Pern?
You see the woman who had been flipping the dagger. She steps up and she says, "That'd be me. Let's go."
Go.
Okay, so she starts to walk out of the tent and motions for you all to walk in front of her.
Sure.
And then kind of verbally directs you to go around the tent, and behind the tent you see two fires that are just now being lit by some of the younger squires who are starting to get as the sun's starting to set. It's probably 4 p.m. maybe 3 to 4 p.m. So it's getting not setting, but it's getting a little bit darker as the sun dips behind the canopy. She leads you up to the fire and says, "We'll wait for your friends here. Don't go wandering."
We never go wandering. Because we can't see the camp.
So in the back in the tent and the command tent, Commander Breakbones turns to Jason, who's been kind of off to the side, quiet the whole time. "Well, I'll have some more gold coming in soon. That'll help your arrangement. I'll at least be able to mount another expedition, but I'm not increasing your pay."
I'll see if I'm even interested. I would recommend you head back. Zealotry won't keep you alive out here. Neither will those lily-armed little weirdos that wandered in here not seeming to know right from left.
Oh, boy.
He says, "We're never turning back. We're never turning back, son. We're here to solve this undead menace or die trying. Every single one of my men knows what's at stake and has agreed to those terms.
We are here to bring peace to the Middle East or die trying."
There's I don't know if there's any solving what's out here. They just keep coming. We just keep killing them until we die, or they do again.
There's always something you can stab.
Fair enough. Truer words are never spoken. I'll be at the bar.
All right, so back in the medical tent, Squawk and Roland, you guys were brought into just one of the two medical tents, and as you walked into the medical tent, you passed a long line of soldiers of varying ages, some of whom have lost limbs, some of whom don't seem to be bodily injured, but can't stand, don't have the strength to even stand. You see a few, you saw one guy just puking into a puddle of stagnant water. You walk in to the tent and you realize that the guys standing outside are the healthiest, right? Inside the tent, you see about 6 to 7 cots with really bad folks on it. They're in rough shape. And you see just a single acolyte who's wearing kind of the robes of the order, kind of stirring frantically in a poultice, making some sort of concoction. And as she sees you walk in, she keeps stirring, but really just kind of looks at you and looks at the guard. And the guard says, "These two sent to help." She turns to you and says, God save us. Thank you. Please, are you healers? Are you physicians? Alchemists?
Sexual healers.
So this is pre any kind of rest. We just got taken right to the medical tent.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Because if that's the case, I'm just gonna put my arms up and say, "Shit on the luck. I'll see you tomorrow."
So wait, so Troy, you said that she's an acolyte. What can I tell what a variety of acolyte being an acolyte?
You aren't there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're with Recto over the fire and
I'm
marshmallows.
sorry. I thought we all got ushered this way. I apologize.
You want some s'mores?
How many people are around here? Or are in this tent?
In the tent, there are 6 injured and 1 acolyte, and then there's about another 5 to 7 injured / sick outside.
Okay. While Recto is going to go, or Roland's getting ready to go lay down, I'm just going to kind of look around. How serious how many gravely injured people can I, in my limited knowledge of medicine, kind of get an idea? How serious are these people?
All of the people on the cots are in rough shape. You look at one of them, and you're pretty sure one of them is already dead.
Okay.
So if I'm in there, just real quick, because I can only do one thing. So, I'm gonna walk over to the most alive yet gravely injured.
Yep.
And I will place my hand on his forehead.
Okay.
And I will cast Cure Wounds on him. It's a level 2. All I got.
Okay.
So,
all right, and you see this. You see this guy. He's got his arm bound up in a sling, and he's got a tremendous gash kind of down over his face, cutting over his eye, which is kind of gone completely white. And he's basically comatose. You can see that he's breathing, but his eyes are open, but not focusing. You lay your hands on his chest and recite the words, and you can see his face stitched together.
and I want to say something like really awesome, be like, "Rest, son." Make it really.
If you want to think of something really awesome, you got to think of that yourself.
Hey,
that's about it. That's
I want to save the world. I'm gonna save the cheerleaders, so I'll save the world.
DM, just make
do
it
it.
so that I'm cooler than I am by 200%.
All right.
Roll for
Roll for cool.
You see him after about 10 seconds. You see him actually start to blink, and he wasn't blinking before. And he groans a little, which is probably a sign of progress. But his the gash along his face has closed quite a bit, but not all the way. He's still injured, but probably no longer on death's door.
Okay. I mean, is there? I'd like to go back. So there's a woman that's running this tent.
Yeah. So the acolyte, and so she sees you do this, and she says, "Oh, thank God. Maybe at last I can rest. I've been up for 36 hours tending to these men. There's so little I can do for them. Please heal them."
Well, unfortunately, there is very little I can do at my current state as well.
And her face kind of just drops. Ugh.
However, with a night's rest,
this is an
I'm sure we can hit this. I'm sure I can help out much more, be much more impactful to help these men tomorrow.
Okay. Well, 36 hours. What's 12 more? Please just come back as soon as you can.
Sure.
I'd like to look over
help, but these men need it even more.
I'd like to look over at Squawk and say, can you at least make these men comfortable?
I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna pull out my viola,
Okay.
Play something Healy.
And I'm gonna start playing along. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's just too much confusion. I can't get no relief. And I'm gonna break into like a little like epic violin solo.
Okay.
All along the watchtower. Right, but I'm gonna play it very like kind of like softly and quietly, like it's not like all that rocks, but like
Going
kind
acoustic
of, like,
unplugged.
Okay, and that's going to be the song of rest that will give them all an extra hit dice. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
All along the watchtower.
Good. All right. So you spend maybe 20 minutes kind of playing this and sitting with them, and you can see
Some long
that
solos.
while it doesn't necessarily heal them immediately, you see like you can feel like the spirits have lifted a little bit in the room. And they're and in particular the acolyte seems a little bit refreshed, like okay, I can do this, help's coming. All right. And so she says, okay, well, thank you so much. I will see you in the morning, and please rest well, it'll be a long day.
It looks like it.
All signs point to yes.
So what time of day is it now while we're doing this?
It's probably around 4 to 4:30 now.
Okay.
Happy hour.
Hey,
Can I kind of like wander around the camp a little bit, like in this little area?
You can try.
I would like to
You can try. See?
So
you try to exit the tent, and the guard kind of just pulls his sword out of his scabbard, maybe like 3 inches. Says, where do you think you're going?
I just want to try to lift the spirits of everyone in the camp. I just want to play my songs for all the ailing soldiers.
He looks over to the acolyte, and the acolyte kind of her eyes get big, and she says, yes, let him. And so the guard kind of rolls his eyes. All right, come with me, and walks outside the tent with you, leaving Roland inside unless Roland walks with you.
I'd like to follow as well.
Okay. So the guard's going to be with you.
Okay, so we're not probably not.
Don't leave him, Roland.
Yeah, I'm sticking next.
Okay, so are you playing for the guys outside?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you see, most of the folks that are waiting outside, some of them are kind of standing and shuffling restlessly. A few are just seated on in the muck with kind of their arms on their knees, their head laying on their arms. There's a few that have had little seats and stools brought out for them. But they, as you start to play, they kind of focus on you quickly. Or do you have a little ditty planned, or?
No, actually, so I was just.
I suggested one.
Oh, we're on fire tonight, guys.
All right, so Squawk, roll performance, please.
Okay. I would like to cast my my dancing lights cantrips as well to kind of help with the performance.
All right, I'll give you advantage on the performance.
Bards are so fun.
Sorry, here we go.
Carry onward, wayward son.
Boom!
Okay.
Oh! You probably could do everybody working for the weekend.
You're gonna get the undead showing up and lighting their lighters.
I know. I'm
Just play Thriller, and then you can get an undead dance party going.
Thriller.
Is it
Yes,
too
you
late
can
to
play
ask
Thriller.
for Freebird?
I'm not playing Freebird. I don't know Freebird.
You can ask Freebird. Two on.
Okay, so
It's
so you
midnight.
so you perform outside for maybe another 30 minutes, kind of walking back along the line, and you can tell that it's made a big difference for the guys. They,
those 11 guys are gonna be pumped.
you finished one song, and they were like, "Oh God, play something else. We've just been sat here in this muck and shit for days."
This is the greatest night of our lives.
You play another thing, and you kind of hold up your hand and shoot out the dancing lights, and they kind of float around you, doing kind of like this disco illumination thing. And people running to the guard next to you is like, "Man, this is fucking cool."
So also what I want to do at one point while I'm playing is I'm gonna fly up a little bit, and I'm gonna be like rocking on the viola, and I'm gonna start flying backwards a little bit, while kind of like moving my feet so it looks like I'm like walking backwards.
Oh, nice. Yeah. One of the dudes like throws up the horns.
So are you as free as a bird now? Is that what you're saying?
So about half an hour after you start playing, you finally kind of decide that they've their spirits have been lifted as much as they're going to be lifted, and kind of end the performance. And the guard says, "Hey, I think I see your friends over there by the fire." And so Recto and Zigmundo, you guys were able to see it off. This is probably happening about 30 or 40 feet away from you, so you could definitely hear it. And especially when he flew up, you could see him poking right above the tent. So the yard takes Roland and Squawk and escorts them back over to the fire, where Pern has been kind of sitting in silence with the others this whole time, and it's starting to approach dinner time.
Hey guys.
So they have rejoined us?
Yes. So you guys are all back together, or sitting around a fire.
All right. So I'd like to kind of, I guess Zig and I are going to fill them in on what we've been quote unquote ordered to do by a guy who has no authority over us to order us to do that.
It's the four of you plus Pern, who is it's the leather armored woman who was in the command tent. She's sitting there with you.
Perhaps I'll leave out that last part then.
Take out the air quotes.
Yeah, I'll take out the air quotes. And we'll just I'll let them know that they basically are demanding that we escort these 4 soldiers back to Port Nyanzaru to help bring reinforcements back to here.
We can't.
I agree, but...
Oh, and EQ's with you. So EQ was with Zigmundo and Recto.
Okay. I agree, but we were threatened physically by this guy. And he was saying it was not a request. This was something that we were expected to do. Or I got the impression there would be consequences.
What consequences? His men are half dead.
They are, but there are a lot of them.
There could be a lot of us.
I don't know what that means.
There's exactly 5 of you.
There can be. Well, no, we can. There could. We have certain.
Pardon.
Abilities
There's exactly 4 of you.
that we have certain abilities that could be that could double the group size.
So Pern kind of hops in and says, "I'm not sure why you think it's a good idea to be saying these things while I'm around."
That's a funny, Roland. That's hilarious. Oh, funny, man. You always joking like that. Oh.
And she
I don't get along well with people. Sorry.
She motions to a dagger in her boot and says, "But just give me an excuse. Breakbones had me locked up in this camp for way too long."
Yeah, we don't want to anger, but what looks to be a soldier as great as you by any means. We're just discussing what the logistics of the request here.
So Iku turns to Pern and says, helping your soldiers recover is an honorable activity, but my agreement with these four is to take them to Umbala, and it is very important that I arrive there promptly with these adventurers. We cannot afford to return to Port Nine Zaru. And Pern kind of just shrugs and says, not my problem.
I think it might be.
Might have to get a little stabby.
Say that out loud?
No, not out loud.
So Pern looks at Recto and says, how would it be my problem?
Well, isn't
you take the guys, you take them back to Port Nine Zaru. That helps. Great. Breakbone maybe gets what he's looking for. Stops being such a dick. Or maybe you don't, and I get to kill you.
Sounds like you don't have too high of an opinion of old Breakbone.
He's fine. He's just he's a little stressed is all, I suppose. But officers.
Guys, I don't know what to do here. I'm not the thinker of the group. I think we all know that.
Wow. Pardon me, sir, but we all have a hobble. If it would be very nice, please.
What?
Have a what?
You cut. Exactly. I'll be over here. Goodbye.
No, you cut it. You cut out for a second.
And I walked 5 feet away and stopped. No, we're not offering the rubber chicken. It's too valuable.
Okay. So you guys are trying to huddle separately?
What is happening in Sigmundo?
We need to talk this through. Obviously, there's no way we can communicate. We need to have a moment. We're being pressured into a lot of stuff here.
So Pern kind of chuckles and says, all right, I probably shouldn't let you, but go do your little plot thing, because I think it'll be more interesting. But don't go too far, or I'm going to kill you.
That's why I said 5 feet. I said 5 feet.
I'll be able to hear you from 5 feet. Maybe go 10 feet.
Cool, go 15. Fair enough.
Can you hear me
How
now?
far is the outside of the gate? You can go that far.
Before we go, Pern, can you tell us about this mercenary you've got hired here? What's the deal with that guy?
Oh, it seems like kind of a crazy fuck. I kind of like him.
What is he? Where's he from? What purpose is he serving here?
I don't know. We picked him up in the port before we had some reinforcements arrive shortly after we were building the camp here, and he's led some of the excursions out against the undead, but we haven't had any excursions in really a 10-day or more. I think he's getting a little restless.
What is your goal?
My goal or the order's
goal? Let's start with your goal.
My goal is to get paid, maybe kill some undead, kill some alive too, maybe.
Kill some alive. Nice.
So you wanna put that dagger in the back of some undead then?
Yeah. I've been sitting here playing motherfucking babysitter for too long. Gosh.
Look at that.
I don't know. Have you looked around? It's pretty depressing here. So if you guys can go get Commander Breakballs some help, that'd be great. Or, like I said, if we have to kill you, it'll make for a fun day, and then I guess we're back to this bullshit the next. But you take what you can, I suppose.
What is since you seem to be a little bit more fun to converse with than Commander Breakballs? What is the purpose of the camp here? What is he trying to ultimately do in this location?
Well, I think he told you he's looking for the source of the undead. We were over at Camp Righteous. They were starting to explore. There were some ruins there that proved to be pretty dangerous. We didn't have a chance to fully explore those before the undead attacked, and she kind of her demeanor kind of comes down for a moment, almost like the mask is being pulled away, and we saw some things. It was tough, but we're here now, and this is just the first place that we found along the river that could support a camp this size. And well, I don't know if it was a good choice, but I just don't think that the men had it in them to go any further. So this is where he set up, and we're playing the hand that's been dealt.
How long have you been with Commander Breakwalls?
Since he left Fort Nyanzaru, 6 moons ago, 7 moons.
Yeah,
That's all I got. Go ahead, Nick.
We ran across those undead and goblin. You talking about the undead and the goblins and the dinosaurs all up at Camp Righteous?
Well, we didn't see any dinosaurs, thank the gods. But
Only some idiot would summon dinosaurs.
or goblins, but the undead. They attacked us in a massive wave. There was
How
this.
many? How many?
How many? 100, 200.
It's a lot.
They were. There was some sort of apparition, some sort of, I don't know, it had like a sack over its head and it cackled.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what it was, but it pointed at us and they just came and they crawled over tents, they crawled over the dead bodies of themselves and ours, our men. All of our minimal defenses fell quickly. We barely made it back to the boats and pushed off. We had to send men the next 10 day later to go retrieve the bodies, and they were mostly devoured. There was mostly bones left.
Well, it sounds like you guys are trying to stop this disease portion. We're trying to stop you're just trying to heal your men. But what we want to do is we're trying to heal everything. So maybe we should get you guys to join our team, and you can join, and we can join forces. And what is the name of the thing that we're looking for, Merrill? What are our ultimate quests right now?
We don't know. We don't know.
We're trying to stop death, right?
Yeah.
Well, so you know that there's something called. There's a death curse. There's something called the soulmonger that the Harpers believe
Selling souls
is
out of a
causing
car.
it.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
about all you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
so
you're right though, Nick. You're on the right track.
Right. So keep going.
But you were going.
Yeah. So it seems like you guys just want that you're trying to handle the situation, but we're not. But you're looking at the overall problem, and that's what we're trying to do. We want to survive on a problem.
So you're telling me you're here to stop the undead as well?
We are, but we're on a more of a global scale, not so much, not just here in this camp.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay. Gotta love being a bard.
God, man, bards.
She looks and she says, "Did you tell Breakbones this?"
Breakbones didn't really like my form of healing.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I was there for that.
I think he likes it too much.
You didn't inspire much confidence, but he would be very interested in hearing this. If you can convince him of this, well, like I said, they haven't had an expedition. We haven't had an expedition go out in a long time, and well,
The expedition
you're-
is never going to stop.
do you know what an expedition is?
It's a big SUV.
So she says, we haven't sent out a party to fight the undead in over a 10-day because we haven't had the men to do it. If Breakbones learns that that's what you're seeking to do, he might agree to send you instead.
We don't want to be sent instead. We want to be sent with. Looking around, like.
Well, yeah, we're not here to fight the undead. We're here to stop the undead. We have, there is a...
That's
We solve our quest, and his problems are done.
Is he aware of
He goes
the...
home a champion.
Is he aware of the death curse?
So she flashes a patch on her shoulder that has the symbol of the Order of the Gauntlet and says, we're all here to stop it, friend. Unless you know how to, fighting them and killing them is the closest we can get right now.
Is he aware of the death curse?
Everybody in Chult's aware of the death curse. That's why it's so important that we heal our men. There's no coming back.
Well, that is our mission here. We are here. We have been sent by the merchant princes of Nyanzaru to stop the death curse.
Well, look. I'm just the sharp point here. I'm not the decision maker. I do think that Commander Breakbone should hear this. He has his heart set on getting these men back to Nyanzaru, but if he believes that you, and she kind of looks around and kind of shakes her head like, she's not really sure if he'll buy it. If he believes you have a good chance of finding the cause of all of this, well, he might let a few men die and roll the dice on you.
Can we have our huddle now?
Yeah, do it.
All right.
Do it.
And if you make a break for it, run this way. I don't want to have to chase you too far.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Which way was that?
Towards her.
He said this way. So we huddle then, I guess.
Yeah, you can huddle. There's people relatively close. You're gonna have to whisper.
Yeah, guys. Who's got the cube?
I think Zig.
That would be me. That would be me right here.
And this is
The unidentified cube.
yeah.
And a chicken. I have rubber chicken.
Right, sure. The chicken. I wouldn't forget about that ever.
But
No,
of
of
course,
course
who
not.
could forget about such an aberration?
He's trying to help you there, guys. He's trying as hard as he can to help.
Got
you.
nothing.
Okay.
What?
Nothing. Apparently, go ahead. Go about your daily lives.
I don't understand what he
Did I
said.
miss something?
I don't
Yes. Go.
What did you
Fine,
say,
keep
Zig?
going.
Maybe you'll find a wiser party member that can enlighten you in the future.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
I
not.
don't
at this
feel like we
rate.
need another party member. Do you guys?
No, I think
This is great.
I think we're good. Yeah.
We're lean and mean right now.
Yeah.
I've got an alternate character. It's an NPC, Troy, and it's a ghost. It haunts them to death and cause disadvantage at every opportunity.
Is it named
so. I
Sean?
think. All right.
I mean, for a guy looking to get in our good graces, he's really pushing our buttons. I
guys,
gotta say.
in all seriousness, I lean forward and I go, I think the party's really good at 4. Don't you all?
So Jason's not with you, by the way.
I
that was
really like
just
it.
okay.
I mean, we seem pretty lean and mean right now. I like this. This is good.
I agree. This leading me is good for us.
Agile, mobile.
It's like a meatball without the fat.
That's right. So what are our options here, guys? What are we? I mean, option one is we actually do the thing where we take the guys back to Port Nyanzaru and bring them back
hell
and
no.
waste
We
2 weeks
can't
of our
do that.
time.
We can't do that.
Option
Not gonna
two is we try to reason with him and tell him that we want the same thing he does, and we just need some rest so we can pass through and stop the undead entirely. Option three is we fight our way out of here.
Right. I think there's a fourth option, and that might be to convince that we're here to help heal, but also that we are form a party to then get us all out of here. What do you think about that?
What do you mean by that?
Like, we basically team up with like we were just talking about the away parties going out, and there hasn't been one for 10 days. Well, now that we're here, we have, more than just spears and whatever. We've got some magic, etc., and that we might be able to do a much better job at helping accomplish the goal than their previous parties, so that we can help, but at the same time, we're not going to go back to the port.
I'm with you. I think that's going to take some convincing, and
Right. We have a bard for that, right?
we do. Though his social interactions have been spotty at best lately.
He did roll a 26 and an 18.
He did. He seems to come through in the clutch. I will say that. Okay, I mean, I'm down with that plan. I think anything we can do to avoid either A, heading back to Port Nyanzar, or B, having to, demolish this entire camp is okay with me.
Both of the options are non-starters, because we've seen in this particular module where that's gotten us. So,
yeah.
We're going to have to convince our way out of it, but at absolutely no point are we heading back downriver. Like, that's not going to happen.
So that's the last option. We would fight our way out of here before we do that.
I say we should sneakily get our way out. Like, say, oh yeah, we're going downriver, kill the guys we're with, and then not go downriver. I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's extreme. Maybe we just tie them up and leave them on a tree. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
What's your alignment again?
Maybe just knock them out and then.
Just out of curiosity. Just wondering.
I am chaotic good. But
are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Maybe not kill them. Maybe just disable them.
String them up by their ball sacks.
Well, here's the problem.
They're gonna die out there.
We still got to get by this camp.
So whispering. Here's the problem. Squawk and I are stuck here.
No.
But we require you to form a party to go out. Like that's the stuck part, right? Like, we can't possibly move without all of us.
Yeah. So that's another option. Regardless, we say we came as a group, we leave as a group. We're not leaving people behind if we walk out those doors. And if we need to, if we can't convince them, we'll take those folks and we can disable them in a way that they're able to find their way back to their camp. And the other problem is
injured.
The other problem is we're gonna have to get our rest by this camp again at some point, even if we head upstream.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that there will be an arrest if we could do this plan.
Well, we rest. We rest tonight. I've been guaranteed.
Yeah, we have to rest.
I've been guaranteed a full guaranteed rest this evening.
So do we want to rest and then bring these options to break balls tomorrow?
I still don't know how Hillers plays into this.
Yeah, he's here for some gold and completely different story.
You're all driving me insane.
he has not addressed the group whatsoever. He's just some dude who's in the corner bitching about his pay.
No, so he's not currently there. He was.
I'm not there. I'm not there. This is all Hiller's commentary.
Yeah,
I know
fourth wall. I have no idea why we would even be thinking about picking that guy up to bring with us anywhere.
Yeah, he looks like kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And we can't afford him anyways at this point.
Because none of you can even row a boat. You have no idea where you're going or how to get there. You don't know anybody in the camp or how.
And we're supposed to ask the guy in the corner who is getting paid.
We're supposed to ask, some other guy we don't know who only cares about his money and.
To be completely honest, I'll ask the woman with the dagger first.
Yeah. She's at least talked to us.
Go ahead, ask her. Go ahead, ask her.
She's at least talked to us.
You realize you're hiring a guy that also doesn't give a shit about you, right? I mean, commercial transactions, they don't all have to love you on site.
Right, but she seems to be like
we've talked to her.
Reasonable. So
I'm not going to mourn the death of Steve Jason Magic.
Yeah. Let's so we think we want to rest tonight.
I'll send you an email about this NPC, Troy.
Okay.
So
It's gonna be very damaging.
so as you guys do your huddle, you see one of the squires kind of lug out a big pot of gruel, basically, and kind of plops it down on a little rack over top of the fire to start heating it up. And you see a few of the healthier guards kind of gather around the fire that you're at, and you see Jason walk up and join Pern, sitting next to Pern as they're chatting. They're kind of looking over at your group and chuckling a bit. And a few, as you guys wrap up your huddle, it's heated the nasty gruel up enough that people are kind of scooping it out into little crude bowls and eating it.
Is this school vegan?
You clipped out there, Andrew.
Oh, and so did you guys right after asking. I asked gruel vegan.
Jeez.
It's not gluten free though. I assure you. I'm pretty sure it's just gluten.
It's just a ball.
By the way, as soon as the gruel comes out, the flies get even denser. So they're like landing on you just left and
definitely
right.
not animal friendly.
Yeah.
Flies love gluten.
And so Pern kind of shouts over to you guys, "You done with your plots? Come up with something good?"
Oh, saucy.
Yeah.
I'd wager it's not so great. What do you?
I'd like to lay over and say we're gonna build a ship that's 40 feet tall and it's gonna be a cruise line. It's gonna be beautiful, the best ever.
The biggest and best.
Jason,
We're gonna go out of here in luxury.
Jason leads over to Pern and goes, 5G, we see him at the trial posts.
Hey guys, that guy seems like a dick, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Oh.
kinda.
Pern turns to Jason and says, "Well, over under end of tomorrow."
End of our sundown?
Yeah, sundown tomorrow, over under.
Ooh. Just a bit over.
So
I'm
you guys-
I'm feeling
Princess-
reckless.
Pern says, "I'll gladly take the under."
Yeah, no, obviously. All right. Well, that's probably 5G to you then. We'll see. Time will tell.
You guys want to turn in tonight and maybe talk to the captain in the morning?
Yeah.
Wait, I've got a whole list of Statler and Waldorf jokes to do.
Yeah, I'll turn in.
So Iku, before you guys head out, Iku kind of joins you. She says, "I know that I've been quiet in our travels. If you don't recall, though, I do have some healing abilities. I didn't want to bring it up in the tent because I worry that it might delay our travels to Mbala, and I cannot let anything stand in our way of arriving there and dealing with the evil menace. But if I can be of some assistance in helping these people heal, I would like to help. But I will look to you all to help me understand the best path forward."
I would look back at her and say, thank you for your offer. We will see how the morning goes. If we do need to help these men, it is a noble cause. But for the meantime, I think it's best that you keep any extra abilities that you have to yourself, as they may see it as an asset and try to keep you here as well.
I understand.
So
You can find me by the fire in the morning. And she goes and sits back down by the fire.
thank you.
All right.
We've got the Pern and Jason background going on.
I'd like
Nice.
to. I guess I'd like to turn in then.
All right. Does everybody turn on?
I mean, are we
Yeah.
do we know what we're
I'd
doing
like
in the
to-
morning? Do we want?
All right, no, hold on. Let's as a party, let's figure that out because we are not going back down to the port.
We can't spend 2 weeks to go back.
You hear Pern shout, "The knuckleheads are plotting again!"
We
So-
just lay it on the
I'm gonna
line.
get
We
him.
lay it on the line for the commander.
Yeah.
And it's up to Squawk, so get your story straight tonight, buddy.
It is definitely up to you, Nick.
Oh, God.
Nick, have you been paying attention at all?
Yes.
No.
We're done, guys. Hey, I got a really cool character lined up.
See you all later.
Pern's about to make 5 gold, Hillers.
What's the plan in the morning, Nick? Squawk?
Yeah, Nick, could you regale us with what we're doing?
No, can you go recap?
Oh my god.
Sorry, that's my bad.
We are going to use your bardic influence to get us to all join together to go out into a party, like on an away team party with some of their men and all of us together with Hiller's new character.
Yeah, basically our goals are the same as theirs. Our goal, we were sent here to not
Yeah,
only
but
kill the
so I
undead,
don't-
but kill the lich, like you were saying.
Yes, I understand that. Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
That part
well,
I
don't get
understand.
defensive now. You just said
Right. No, I understand that.
And it
He's
would
like,
be
he's like,
up to
yeah,
us to
dummies, I
build
get
up.
that. And I'm like, wait, what?
Then you need to build up to. You need to build up to this guy that if we can do this, he will be able to go home as this grand champion who defeated. You know that it's
Right.
that it's
We're trying to get where we want to join forces with them and send them out.
yes, but
also
you
wanna-
need to make it built up that it's like that it's his like hey if imagine how great this is
the
if
stories
we
and
do
the
this
lore and the.
and you
got it.
go home as a
Yeah.
champion. The
Fix the,
parade.
he fixed the death curse.
Cool.
I mean, come
Gotcha.
on.
All right.
Kill the
I can do
lich.
that.
Yeah.
After the commercial break, our heroes will attempt this endeavor.
Yeah. Commercial break. I'd like to go get beer during the commercial break.
Exactly.
Okay, so real quick, so you guys wrap up. Pern says, all right, you finally finished. All right. And she points to a few of the guards eating gruel and says, you're done eating. Get up. And says, okay, take these guys, put them 2 into a tent. Your guard, 2 of you, 2 guards to the tent all night long. Breakbone's going to see them first thing in the morning. Let's go. I got other things to do. And walks off. And you get led to your tents, and Jason, you get to go to your private tent that you have,
Will do.
and we'll call that a 10-minute break.
Yep.
Also, can we
Long
call
rest,
it?
though, right?
Can we call it a long rest?
Oh, yes.
Heyo.
Yes.
That's big news for a lot of you, I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
Some of-
long rest.
Some
Sweet.
of us doesn't leave to Sid. so
what's the rule
appreciate
on
it.
getting hit dice back? How many do you get?
All of them.
All of them.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
no, it's not all
no,
of
no, no. You get half of your total hit dice back.
Rounded,
so if you
rounded
have-
up or rounded down?
Round it up.
Rounded up.
That's all of them for me. And everybody else level 5. Pretty much.
No, I had 0 left.
Not if they
Oh,
use
wow.
5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I
All
took,
right.
I took quite the beating in that battle, so I had to use them. All right, I'm gonna get a beer. I'll be back.
Okay.
Speaking of mercenaries, Don West is one of my favorite characters from Lost in Space.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
Are you watching the
Yeah, he's
new
pretty
Netflix
cool.
one?
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't gotten into that yet.
I'm really enjoying it.
It's good. It's good. It just got renewed, Nick.
Cool.
Oh wow, already?
Yeah.
I love
Well, that's good
I love
too.
the special effects and as
It's a really high quality show.
real. It was
It is.
It was
It is.
produced very high quality.
Yeah.
Every plot point though, I was like, here it comes. There it is. It's like there was like no
Yeah.
surprise to be had in any episode.
I feel like it's a super high quality show for like a 14-year-old.
No,
Maybe like
It was
12
on
or
par
13.
with Xena
I
and Warrior
like
Princess.
No, I liked it. I liked it, but I mean, it's clearly a family targeted show.
Right, but it wasn't like anything that's gonna be like, wow, that was crazy. Like it's
Yeah, not for an
exactly
adult.
it's,
Not for an
ex-
adult.
it's exactly what you're gonna expect it was. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's a remake of a show from the 60s when that plot was still fresh, and it's still a remake.
Well, I think what's really funny is based on the intro when you watch it, when they show the full intro and the logo pops on the screen, it really could be called Lost: in Space.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a
Are you
smoke
re-
monster and it's good.
Yeah, okay, that's where I thought you were going with that. All right,
Yeah.
I'm
I
grabbing
know where
it.
you're going. You're right. I mean, it is actually a pretty.
I mean,
And the robot's really fucking cool, by the way.
it is cool. It is very cool. It is a very cool robot. It's
easily the best part of the whole thing.
I mean,
now that it looks like no one's here, I just watched the episode where he made him walk off the cliff.
Oh,
That was very sad.
I know.
Yeah, it
I
is
know.
but it's like,
I know it's not. I know it's not going. I know it doesn't really. It was
Yeah.
kind of like.
the series is like, what's the one thing we could improve the most upon from the original series? And they're like, that fucking robot could be
Yeah.
a lot better with the CGIs. And they're like, oh yeah, we can make it way better. And they did.
Season 2 improvement would be only robot.
Just robot,
Just robot.
just robot in his robot society trying to get along.
Yes.
Throw Squawk in there for comedic relief.
I like their take on Dr. Smith. I like Parker Posey.
Yeah, I like it kinda.
It's surprisingly, I mean, in every bit of characterization, it's surprisingly close
It
to
is.
the actual.
Yeah.
From what I remember of it, yeah.
But I mean, it's like,
I'll go back.
yeah. I mean,
I'm interested in seeing where they go with it in season 2. I think
let's say no one saw, like, if you didn't see what was going on in the original show at all, right? I think the only point of like actual, I'm not totally sure what's gonna happen next, was the Smith part at the end, right? It's like, if you'd never seen the original, that's the part where you're like, what kind of show is this, right?
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Is everyone else gone? Can I express some of my frustration? With
I'm back.
No,
Okay.
I know what your frustrations are, though.
So
Yeah,
many!
you
Such a list of grievances.
bet.
They're all high and mighty about party members.
Yeah, you are Jew and Squawk Joe.
And yet, despite him, 1, killing me, and 2, spitting worms into the wounds of my dead body, he's still in the party. So don't put it on me for being prejudiced. It was Meryl banging the drums on why should we accept this, bro? I was like, why should we accept you? What do you do? Except summon hordes of undead along the way. It's like, come on.
I don't know, maybe because they've met me.
Yeah, and what were your qualifications? Punching?
No,
None
we
of
were
us have
hired to do a
qualifications when we
job.
started.
We're
Why
not...
should we take this socially awkward guy with a glowing fist? He seems weird.
Yeah, you're right. There's no history there whatsoever.
Your history led us into our deadliest and most stealing.
All we know about your new character is that he's a dick who wants money and insults us constantly.
Well, I'm just saying, if I was an NPC, you guys would have talked to me 45 minutes ago.
No, we already talked to
You
him,
haven't
Merc.
given us any reason to talk
Why?
to you.
What reason do we have to talk to you?
Again with this nonsense.
No,
You-
tell
Talk
us.
to
No, no, tell us
Again!
what reason.
Well, is a militarily capable person that has the same grievances with the boss of the camp that you do.
We don't have the same grievances.
We
Your
don't have the same
grievances
grievances
are
you do. You want money.
Our,
It's
our
a
grievance
phone
is not
grievance. You guys are very short of
You're
allies.
moving the
here.
goalposts on us, Hillers.
No, I'm not moving the goalposts.
You said we have the
guys-
same grievances.
not
We
some
said you
noble
don't. You
dude
said,
who
well,
wants
we
to
have
say,
a
"Yeah, we
grievance.
want
Now we
golden
said you
Not
don't.
one of you is some noble dude. Not a one of you.
It's not about
but we're
nobility.
together.
Daryl kills prisoners. That's
No,
not
but
noble.
we're together.
It's not about nobility. It's about a history, trust, chemistry.
I have noble heritage.
Yet he has a rubber chicken.
And the way,
So,
and the way
we
you're
gotta weigh
acting,
that.
Sure. And one of you has a rubber
and
chicken.
the way your character's acting doesn't necessarily.
Do you mean dissatisfied with a camp leader that has ordered
No, I
you
mean
to
constantly
transport his
insulting everything we do and acting like a dick. Is
Well,
what
so
I mean.
far it's been ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I hope you're not
Worthy-
character.
Well,
Worthy
then have fun playing by yourself. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's up to you to
No.
sell yourself to us, not us to sell ourselves to you.
Well, how about you try
Boom,
asking me?
bingo.
Try asking me first.
Nope,
no
nope,
arbiter
nope.
of all fates.
Why?
Nope,
Why do we
nope,
need to
why?
ask you
What
anything?
made you the judge?
Why? Why do
are
we need
you
to talk
in
to you?
charge?
I'm not saying
We have
I'm
no
in
don't-
reason to
I'm
talk to
All
saying-
you.
right, guys. All right.
No.
All right. Are we ready to?
I'm saying my
Asshole.
character has no reason to ask you for anything.
Your character has a lot of reasons. He's terrible.
Yeah, and well, join my party then, please.
All right. We ready to get back to it?
How many
Let's
characters
roll
do you have? Yeah,
I
let's
like
go.
the new
Maybe at the
version.
next camp you can make a character that's palatable.
Maybe you could. Don't know why they didn't leave you in the woods.
Hitler's just the equivalent of "I'm rubber and you're glue" to your comments.
Yeah. No, you
Okay,
are.
guys. All right, guys. So
You've done so much.
All right, let's
Merle.
go.
You've done
So
so
did
Dude,
much.
we got a long
Nice.
rest till we go to bed.
yeah, you got a long rest. You got your first good night's sleep, and over
A month?
you're about 10 days into your journey from Port Nyanzaro now. Actually, let me. I
Recto
will
wakes
tracker
up with
that I
morning
use.
wood for the first time in months. It's fantastic.
Roll for climax.
God, no.
We'll all roll d20s. You have to roll a d4.
With your stone fist.
I don't know how that applies,
Okay.
but okay.
So the night it was hot and humid, but you actually felt secure because you had the fortress walls. You had you were sharing a tent, but it was the first time that you were really able to settle in. So in the morning, you start to rouse. You're feeling much more energetic and lively, and but pretty early. You're not sure what time it is, but the sun hasn't fully come over the canopy yet. You see the dwarf that originally welcomed you into the camp and brought you to the command tent. He's walking towards your tents along with Jason the mercenary. And they approach and the dwarf says, "All right, you're all to come with me."
Okay.
All right.
Where are we going?
That's a fair
We're going to see
question.
the commander.
Oh,
He told you. He expects
Stretch
you
my
to set out this morning.
stretch my
You two are
legs.
gonna. I believe you two are gonna be doing some healing. The rest of you're on your way back to Nyanzaro. Let's go see him.
I'm gonna need a minute, and then I point down to my my groin section, and just to kind of show him.
Let's,
Have you ever seen one of these before?
That's gotta. I gotta wait for that thing to settle down.
He doesn't have just a stone fist.
Little known fact.
all right.
You know, you could probably hire a mercenary to take care of that for you, Meryl.
Yeah, I'll take care of it for you.
Yeah.
I'll drill a hole in it like we should have done in the
Who was
hand.
that? Who was that cute little guy with the double weapons? Yeah. We got
all right.
All right.
Okay. So he says, all right. Follow me, Jason. You watch them from the back. Make sure they don't take a run for it.
Sure.
That's how he likes it.
All right. So
You
you
got that,
guys.
Meryl.
Wait. Damn it. Hey, Alex.
Lemons.
Lemons. When,
It's like
hey,
a metaphor for life.
when you get lemons.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, if you ever get a lemon tree, they make a lot
Oh, those are.
of
I was gonna say, are
lemons.
those from your garden, like a tree or something? What's the deal?
Yeah. Like just lemons everywhere. It's kind of obnoxious. All right, so he kind of marches you into the command tent. Commander Break Bones is already there. He looks even more haggard than yesterday. It's possible he didn't even sleep. He's sitting behind his desk. No one else is in the tent yet. Iku has joined you. She was sitting by the fire when you woke up, and and followed the dwarf as well. So the dwarf and Jason both enter the tent, escorting all of you. The commander kind of looks up from the desk and sees you all. Says, "All right, well, I trust you had the good night's sleep that you were looking for so desperately. And now, in return, we've got some work to do."
Nick, does your time
I was waiting to see if he was going to say anything else before I started speaking. I didn't want
he motions to Squawk and Roland and says, "Those medical tents have men that need you, boys. Get over there. I'll help these guys get packed and on their way."
Where are our allies going?
Your friends are going to Port 9 Zaru. We have some very sick individuals that are going to need their help, and we also assurances and assistance from some of my men back in the city.
Okay. Where... How... What is your... What... The Squawk's not stalling here. It's Nick. This is Nick stalling here.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get. What did he say one more time?
He tells you that that your friends are going to be taking the some sick and injured soldiers back to Port 9 Zaro who are in need of healing back in the city, and that while they're going to be getting assistance and reinforcements to bring back to the camp.
Okay. Will healing help these people? Do you think? Do you think that really healing the healing that you're healing your men to bring them back here is the best use of your men's time?
Well, no. That's why I'm using your men's time.
Well, what if we were to help you on your bigger mission, on your bigger quest? Instead of using us as guides, as guards for your sick men, maybe you should help us for your bigger quest of trying to rid the world of this evil forever.
This bird. All right. Look, you've been in our camp. You've seen we have over 30 men here, and look at what's left of us. Look at what less than a year in this jungle has done to us over just the past 2 months. You think you four can go into the jungles and do what we have not been able to do for many months? I don't see how that's possible.
I think that the four of us under your leadership will be able to do it. With your leadership and your men will be able to do it.
Roll persuasion.
Here comes, boys. This is a moment of truth.
Wait. Can I? Is there a help action we can do?
Can I put my hand on his back?
So to help, you have to you don't magically help. So you can think of something you could add to.
What about
Roland magically helps? I think.
What about me with guidance?
Guidance is magical help.
I'd like to give him guidance.
Okay.
I don't think that would work because you're not going to cast a spell in front of him.
Nick, start playing your instruments. Yourself.
Guidance though it does have a it does have a
sorry, teacher.
Yeah,
I was already looking that up.
It does.
It has a verbal and somatic, which means that you would be going.
So he'd be seen.
Guidance.
Yeah, I guide you. So
which you can do if you want to.
No, I don't.
Persuade good.
You are the best persuader ever.
What did he say? What did Nick say again? Sorry. What is he trying to do?
Under their leader, under his that when he questioned whether saying that you think the four of us will be able to help, I told him that under his leadership and with the help of his men and his strategic mind that we'll be able that I believe that we can accomplish his quest.
Okay, so let me rewind 1 second to help Roland because this is the first time this has really come up. Mm-hmm. So you could cast that spell and it would actually give Nick advantage on the persuasion roll, but as I think you're figuring out, Breakbones could potentially see
Yeah, he's
and
gonna
hear
see it.
that you're doing that, and how he reacts would be we would have to find out.
I mean, that'd almost be a mind-altering spell on Breakbones.
It's not
really.
worth it for
It's not. It wouldn't be an automatic kind of enemy situation. Kind of up to him.
I'm updating my spells anyways. And I want.
But one thing to be aware of mechanically is that you could try to do this stealthily, but then there would be a stealth roll involved.
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay, good to know.
So his question was the four of you, and you said with your guidance, and I'd like to just kind of jump in and say how to help with persuasion, really, but just say.
You definitely don't.
Stroke his ego, not his penis.
But yes, sir, you seem to have really kept your men together well, despite extreme hardships. While your camp is struggling, your camp is still here, and your camp is still very dedicated to their mission. Surely, with your guidance and maybe even some help from your men, we as four people have made it this far. But with the strength of your men and your leadership, as my friend said, we feel like we can make it even further and continue on our quest, which aligns with your quest.
Okay, I'll give you the advantage on that persuasion, Nick, which was useful.
God, that speech! Oh, that speech!
Hey, we did not biff that one.
Wait a what?
Not biff it.
Can I give myself bardic inspiration?
I was just saying. I'm joking.
You're good.
You're not.
So Breakbones kind of looks and says, Well, this is an interesting proposal. Are you really equipped for such a journey? He kind of looks at you. He sees a musician. He sees a one-armed, effectively bald guy with no weapons. He sees another guy in robes with
I
a
have
book.
hair. It's
Okay.
a man bun.
Balding.
Oh, man bun.
Man bun.
Balding, come over.
He sees Iku the guide. He sees Roland with a big stick and a big beard. I don't think he sees a single sword. Maybe you have one in your packs. But he looks at you and kind of says, what you're proposing is interesting, but I'm struggling to see how to make this successful. And look, you aren't my men, but to send you off to your deaths, I might be a harsh man, but I'm not a villain.
Breakbones. Perhaps I could have a minute with them. See if it's worth it.
All right, Jason. Take him outside. You've got 5 minutes. And then they're off to Nianzaro.
All right. So we can go outside?
Yep.
All right.
What time do we see have until Jason loses 5,000 gold?
It's
I don't-
5 gold.
I don't
Oh,
have
there's
5,000.
5,000.
I don't have 5,000 gold. I don't have. I
If he
barely
did,
have
he
5
wouldn't be
gold.
here.
I wouldn't be working. I wouldn't be working for this hard ass.
Working for your net.
Right. So, I'll take them outside. Take them to a discreet enough distance that we would expect not to be, overheard, and look at them as a party and tell them, look. I look at the four of you. I don't see a sword here. I don't see any one of you that looks like you've ever forged a sword, rowed a boat, navigated anything on this island, know any location about maybe where you came from. You look around you at this camp, you'll see what you see. It's broken men. It's zealots. And while they mean right in killing all the undead, they're just gonna be stabbing zombies until they die. They're not survivors. They're zealots. I don't think there's any future for me here. I don't think there's anything that'll keep me alive. And while the undead here are definitely going to die as long as I'm alive in this whole area, there is the slimmest possible chance that you guys might have a better angle on how to do some real damage here. I know I have people that I want dead. If you can even call them people. If they don't have legs, if they consort with demons, to my mind, they should die anyway. So, I'm willing to go with you. I think I can help with your situation with the old crow over there. I can navigate this island. I can kill the things that are in it. I'll wager whatever I have left, provided I can keep you off the trial posts, that I can beat any one of you in a contest of strength or martial proficiency. I'd say you need me at least as much, if not more, than I need you. I'll take you out there. We'll see if you can live or not. It won't be for nothing. We can talk about it later. But I think we should all agree that it's better we be out of range of crazies and zealots whilst we negotiate as men outside in the jungle.
Well, we'd love to do
We'll
that.
clap from Zima.
Sorry, go ahead, dude. Dig?
No, I just said slow clap.
Oh. We'd love to do that. We're not sure that old Breakbones is going to let us out of here as a group at this point.
I'll take care of that. If you guys are amenable, we'll get to the tent.
If you get us out of here, as a group together to move on with our quest, you're welcome to join us.
Fair enough. So, back to the tent. Fourth wall. Yes, back to the tent. Everybody. Anybody got anything left to say?
What are we going to the tent?
Before we go back
I'm
in,
gonna take care of it.
Actually, yeah, go ahead. We're good to go back in. Yeah.
That was the plan.
I am anyway. So yeah.
All right, so you guys walk back in. Breakbones was already standing, kind of looking at a couple papers, puts them back down, says, "All right, boys, I'm not seeing it. Convince me, or let's get ready." Yes, Jason.
It's your lucky day. I'm willing to solve two problems for you at once.
All right, let's.
I understand your suspicions of this crew. They don't, on first glance, seem terribly useful, but they did make it down the river. And from what I understand, there is a heap of bodies left in their wake. I think there can be a heap more. You guys, you know where you stand here. You know where you are. You know what the fort is. And you know you can keep stabbing until you die, or you can try for something better. And I'm telling you, we're all going to get there. And you know you don't have the men to stop us should we choose to walk out that southern gate. I will take them to where they're headed, and we will bring back to Camp Vengeance such a hail of undead trophies and rain of death on the undead that you have never seen, and that you won't get with the wounded scrubs that you have left here. Moreover, I'll forego your responsibility to pay me for this one expedition.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oh, that's not going to be good. Can I get advantage from the previous percent?
Does somebody want to help him?
Oh, too late.
It's an 11.
Gonna try to do something, but yeah.
Wait, how do I set it to the one that it's double?
On your sheet, at the top of your sheet, there is a thing that says advantage, normal, disadvantage.
Got it. All right. Well, that's what I rolled. So.
Do I give him a D8 to Bardic Inspiration?
If you believe in life after love. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the question. Is he's not technically in our party? Can I give him a Bardic Inspiration even if I'm not playing?
You can give anybody a Bardic Inspiration.
But is this the situation where that happens? Like, does he just break out his guitar and start singing or whatever?
He can just do one gnarly riff and go, yeah!
Yeah, what does Bardic Inspiration say? How you give it?
Little Dr. Pepper rolls up in a car.
Oh.
I've got a backup plan, BT
Well,
dubs, but it's not great.
No,
It's not great.
No backup plans
Okay.
are great.
So stirring words or music. So
Yeah, like I said, mine.
so what are the stirring?
Yeah.
So which do you do? Stirring words or music, and how?
The stirring words. Can I use that from the previous one where I was using him to, where I was talking about under his leadership, we will be able to help him accomplish his goal.
No.
Did you record that, and are you playing it back on a recorder, or?
Well, I have one. It's once within the next 10 minutes of saying that. It's once within the next 10 minutes of saying that.
So that's really once within the next 10 minutes of them receiving the die. So right. So this is like you do the thing, they get the die, and then they've got 10 minutes to roll it.
Okay. Then no, then I haven't. Then I didn't do it.
Well, you can now.
You can.
No.
I'm saying you can do something now.
And then he'll get that die and can subsequently roll it to add to his previous.
Yeah,
to
no,
add
I'm
to his
thinking
11.
how to he just gave a stirring speech. Can I just clap and say that was great?
You can try.
Slow clap.
Just
Slow clap.
There's stirring words or music.
I think a good slow clap.
I don't want a slow clap. I have nothing. Sorry, I have nothing to say. That I'm not going to say.
Well, then
it.
can I? I mean, at this point, like he rolled, so I'm not sure what else we can do at this point, right? Like,
I think
Well,
that's
if it's an
great.
inspiration, it'd be advantage if he was doing it.
Yeah, if somebody wants to help out like immediately, I would let him roll advantage, which is basically roll another d20.
So I'll
I'll try
somebody can do
something if
something
nobody
immediately,
else wants to. But
Go for it, dude.
so, sir, I will say we
phone,
are
Didn't help.
Damn it.
Okay.
We are.
All right, so
We
so
are.
So
more-
I'd like to real quick. Let me try. I'd like to step up if I can. Just I don't know if this is helpful persuasion wise.
so wait a second because
Okay.
so
Okay. Go.
he's already rolled persuasion with advantage, so you can't give him any more help. But you can start like a new thing. But Breakbones kind of listens to what Jason had to say and says, "Look, frankly, Jason, I'd be happy to get you out of my hair, but I really need their help, and I need their help here, and I need their help in Nanzaro. Look, if you had a plan, if there was something, I just don't see how you going out, the 5 of you, and killing undead. I'd rather get my men back healthy and do it. So where would you even go? Let's say I let you do this. Where would you go?"
Well, I'll ask him. Yeah, right. Well, first of all, just give me a second, guys. I'll ask him. What is it that you most want dead on this whole?
Well, look.
If the heads of undead are no longer good enough for you, what is it that you're looking for?
Well, the heads of the undead I can deliver myself. My group, once we've gotten healthy men back here, we can resume the excursions, and we can kill the undead surrounding this camp. If you have a way to find the source of this undead, that'd be very interesting. If not, well...
That's just what these men have offered you, is the source. You've turned it aside. There's 4 men out there, and to be honest, between the 2 of us, you both know, by myself, I bring more death upon the unliving than all 4 of them put together ever will before they succumb to the disease and the starvation that plagues this camp.
What?
You need to let us out of here. We don't need to fight amongst each other. We have a chance at the source. They're looking for it, at least. We have no leads here. None of us.
So you are just going to wander the jungle?
We do have leads. I'd like to jump in. We do have leads. We have a place we're trying to go.
He raises his eyebrow and looks at you and says, "Tell me, what leads?"
Sir, we have been commissioned by the merchant princes of Port Nyanzara to find the cause of this death curse. This is the reason we are here. We are here to find the source of this. Now, you can continue to weed by just chopping at the weeds on the surface, or you can weed by pulling up the roots. And our goal is to find the root of this thing and yank it out of the ground.
That is also my goal.
Our current destination is Mabala, where we believe we will find where we will investigate to find our next goal. We have several places in this jungle where we intend to visit to find what we believe is a great power in this jungle, what we believe may even be a lich in this jungle that is controlling the undead and sending them upon this land, and may even be the cause of this death curse.
Look, I appreciate that, and it sounds like we're more alike than I thought. But your plan, frankly, is the same as my plan. To wander this jungle, to kill the undead, and to hopefully find the source of it. But I don't hear any reason why you are more likely to find that source than I am. And I have more men at my disposal, and with your help, you can get them healthy, and together, all of us can find the source of that death curse together. Join my crew. Return from Port Nyanzaro with more men, more supplies, and together we can all find the source.
Sir, we have found items, and we have seen visions that lead us to believe that this lich is the reason for this cause. For instance, and I look over at Zig.
Heyo.
And I'd like to say, Zig.
Yes, sir.
Can you show us the cube?
Breakbones looks. Cube.
Yes. At the cube. I reach into my rucksack and I jostle around a whole bunch, and then I pull out the cube.
Have you heard of the Forge of Spells?
No.
Okay, well, damn it.
I have a fist that glows.
Have you heard of
We
this?
found this cube from a adventurer named Nesnar, who was friends with Sildar Hallwinter in Baldur's Gate. They were... I'm trying to remember the freaking...
Sildar. Lord's Alliance. Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
Sorry, no, not friends with Sildar. Friends with Sindra Sylvain. I apologize. I've got my wires crossed. Lots of S names. Sindra Sylvain. They came across this cube in what's called the Forge of Spells in the Lost Mine of Fendelver, which I'm not sure if that rings any bells either. But we found this cube, which also showed us a vision of a lich in a crater in this jungle, where he is currently stationed, we believe. This is a crater we are looking for. And I'm not sure if you know of this crater or not, but this is our ultimate destination, to find that crater, to find that lich, and destroy that lich. We think Mabala is our first step in doing that, which is why we are heading there.
Okay, interesting. May I see that? And he kind of holds his hand out towards the cube.
I'd shake my head. Just
No,
very
I'd say,
gently. Very gently.
right.
Off to the side.
No, sir. This is a very magical device that we do not yet know its full power, and so I will hold on to it. Thank you very much.
Well, this is unexpected.
This is all to say we are not just mere adventurers. We are not fly by the seat of our pants adventurers who have come across this. We are We are
You
more
definitely
than. Well, yeah, we might be, but let's not let him know that.
No, of course not. No.
We are
Roll
more
persuasion.
than we look like, which has led us here. We have gone Camp Righteous. We have survived Camp Righteous. We have come here, and our next stop, as I said, is Mabala, and we have plans to destroy this lich. Now you can send us back as messengers to this port, where we will be riding on a boat for 2 weeks, or you can send us out into the jungle to do what we do best, which is destroy undead, destroy liches, and destroy evil in this jungle, which is our ultimate cause in coming here.
Iku steps forward and approaches the commander and says, "I have agreed to escort these adventurers to Umbala. They have agreed to help me rid a menace that has destroyed the towns and townfolk of the plateau. And afterwards, I have pledged that I will take these adventurers to Orolunga, where the Guardian can tell them the source of the undead."
Well, that's all new information.
Well, that would have been terribly useful to know.
So, way back when you first met her, you originally wanted to go to Orolunga,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically, she agreed she would
Thank
only
God
take
the
you.
GM is taking notes.
No, I
So
know.
much to follow.
I know what's in Orlunga, but nobody else wanted to go there.
And she would only take you there if you stopped at Mbala. So the reason you're going to Mbala is because that was like a condition for her. So Breakbones says, Well, why can't all of my men go to this Orolunga? And Inku
You have
says,
four. You have 4 adventurers right here in front of you. 5 if we bring this guy. You have a party of 6 able-bodied people here that are willing to help you, that aren't even under your command, that will work with you, with your men, to help accomplish our goals. Think of your legacy. You have people who you don't even met yet who are willing to work for you and die for you. That should be enough. Don't send us back. Don't send us as mere messengers. Let us go and work for you and help you rid this menace.
Moreover, Breakbones, you wouldn't be hiring me here if you had a navigator and a fighter ready to go, much less the men to oppose a party such as this.
all right, Nick, roll persuasion with advantage from Jason's help.
Nice job. Way to do that. Way to play that off together. Persuasion.
Mhm.
Did that roll here?
Boom!
Silly. Bards are silly.
He kind of lets out a sigh and sits down on his desk.
Bards aren't silly. Squawk is silly.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
2 things can be true at once.
I have very little to offer you in terms of assistance on your journey to this Orolunga. But if you will go to this Orolunga and find the source of the undead, and if you will then return to me and give me this information, then you may go. And Jason, I expect you to keep them on the straight and narrow and ensure they return at pain of the blade.
Fair enough. Don't suppose I could have a look at your armory first?
Take what you need, but remember, there are many sick men here that have needs as well. So I trust you to be responsible.
You guys,
That's-
sorry.
There you go. Hit the chat for the request.
All right, yeah, you can find a split mail. That's fine.
Sweet, and I'll leave the chainmail for them.
I'd
Armor class +1.
I just sent it out in the text, but I mean, Andy, or Roland, you had kind of mentioned this. Do you want to spend one more day to heal as many people as we can, spend one more night, and then head out? Or do we want to
Well, at
head
this
out
point,
now.
it's 11. It's 11:30, so it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. I would say.
It's 11:30 in the day, this day. I would say it's a good like gesture of faith. I would say on our behalf.
It's not 11:30 in the game world. It's probably like 8 a.m. in the game world.
Oh,
It's 11:30.
11:30 in our yeah. I don't know. He's
got
letting us
real
out.
dark over at Troy's World.
You can see me now.
That's a question. If we think we can spend a day, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to try and help release this shithole. But that would be a party decision.
Be a gesture of goodwill too. I feel like.
I'll also take 5 gold off my character sheet to give to Pern.
So I think assuming that they make it through the night, then you will, because you took the over.
After dark. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I'll add 5 then.
I don't know
That's
when
a party.
we're
It's
going
a
to get
party
another.
decision.
Like, look, I mean, I know we don't want to take advantages of long rests, and maybe there's a penalty for this for doing 2 in one place, but
There's absolutely no point in doing 2 in one place, is there?
well,
there is.
I'd get more hit dice back for 1.
Oh, okay. Well, then
we could generate some really goodwill with this camp. Heal as many men as we can, maybe get them back
It
to
might be a
fighting
good
shape.
place. It might be a good place to also stop. We spend a day. We help out the camp, rebuild a little bit, show them a good gesture of we're men of our word. We help out, and it allows us to take a long rest in case spells want to be changed out. We now have a week to do that.
Yeah.
A week.
Well, he's
Well,
saying
a
we
week,
had-
like an actual real time.
Oh, I
Next-
got you.
then we leave, and then we take off next week.
Maybe more planning gotcha.
Just might be a good spot, and plus it's goodwill that may not be the end of the world.
So Brickbone says, "All right, so take what you need, but when will you be off?"
I'll step up and say I have given you my word that I will stay to help the men of your camp for 1 day. That was the initial offer, and I believe your men need this. I believe your camp needs this, and for us to have a place to return to, should things go well or poorly, we would love to return to a camp that actually stands. So we will spend the day to help get the camp in order before we head out tomorrow morning.
Thank you. And he holds his hand out.
I will shake his hand with that like old world forearm handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Resisting the urge to turn into a bear at that very second. The shit out of
Oh
him.
my god.
Well, Godspeed, men, and remember, I expect to see you back here as soon as you've learned what you can from Orolunga.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
All right, so you guys leave the tent.
Okie dokie.
So,
Do you say that in character?
Roland, do you and Squawk go heal? Or are you guys
Yes.
gonna?
Yeah. Go and help, and I will.
Iku's actually gonna join you as well.
Yeah, I will
Iku's-
request that Iku comes and
Yeah.
help as well. And even for Recto and Zig, if they want to come and be nurses to hold gauze and all that sort of stuff, or build shit. I mean, that's whatever.
Okay. So throughout the course of the day, you're actually able to cycle out about 7 people out of the tents. Not necessarily fully recovered, but you've gotten them into stable enough condition that they can be brought back to a tent to recover their wounds, which actually clears out most of the line. By the time night falls, you've only got about 2 people sitting outside of the tents. The rest of the folks have been able to get brought in and put on a cot.
Does the woman running it get a rest?
Yes, so she's super thankful when you arrive, see you again, and she kind of grabs you by the shoulder and says, "Thank you." And she nearly falls from exhaustion, and kind of as she kind of looks back to see that you're starting to care for the wounded, she kind of very almost like she's drunk, kind of sways out of the tent, out of the large medical tent, headed for the other tents.
Before she leaves, can I ask her something?
Sure.
So as someone who is interested in the medicinal arts, is there anything that she can tell us that she has learned from the area, either positively of terms of any herbs or plants or anything to that nature that has been able to help her or her men, or the injuries that they've come back with that has told her anything about the undead that she's fighting, or that they are fighting?
So she tells you that they've had limited success finding herbs nearby. She looks over at Iku and says, "We could have used somebody with local knowledge. Leaving without a guide was a dangerous choice." There's a disease that
we
is-
almost did that.
You were dying to do it. You were chomping at the bit.
There is a malady that has struck many of the injured that came into contact with the undead. We call it the wasting disease, and it's claimed many of them. We don't know the cure yet. They're over in the other tent. We have some of my other acolytes are there tending to them, to what will be their final days. We know of no way to help them. No magic has worked. No poultice has worked. We just try to keep them as comfortable as we can.
Can you describe this wasting disease? Is this a
Yes,
something
well,
that you? Yeah.
We've seen it not show up for days, and in one case over a week until after contact and infection. But once it does show up, rapidly over the course of a few days, their vitality drains out of them. No matter what we do to heal them, it seems that there's some upper limit that we cannot reach past, and that upper limit seems to reduce quickly each day until finally there's nothing left.
Is this anything like you've seen before, or even close, in terms of poison, dark magic?
Well, I believe it is some kind of disease,
Disease.
as best as we can tell.
The symptoms, the actual physical symptoms, other than losing vitality.
They lose weight. They aren't hungry. They lose control of their bodily functions. Within 3 to 4 days, their brains have dehydrated and they're no longer able to speak.
Does this happen after physical contact with the undead, or with the undead's weapons?
We can't really say, to be honest. It's only happened to those that have been injured by the undead, but so many have been injured by the undead. That's necessarily a requirement.
Who's there with him at this time?
Is it safe to see these individuals?
Yes, it hasn't. I haven't caught it yet. Neither of my other 2 acolytes. That's the best I can give you. I can't give you full assurance, but I believe it to be safe.
Would you mind if I were to? Would you mind if I were to inspect these individuals?
No, please do. But I would encourage you not to spend too much time there if it takes away from your time here with those that can be helped.
I would like to take a brief time to just go and do that.
Okay.
And basically what I'd like to try to do is look over these individuals for anything that might be reoccurring within them, in terms of they all have sword wounds, or they all have teeth, bites, or a strange bruise or something to that nature, that I might be able to discern where this possibly could be coming from.
Commonalities kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you spent about an hour with one of the acolytes of the other tent, having her walk you around and show you each of the patients there. And there's a variety, but after... actually, go ahead and roll a medicine check.
Oh, that's not good. I don't think I'm good at it. Oh, no, I am.
No, you probably are. Yeah.
I am.
So you're able to identify that some have bites, some have gashes.
Steve could have used that roll.
Seriously.
But one of the things you notice about the gashes is you notice that all of these have at least one gash, one scratch, something that doesn't appear to be made by a weapon, right? So they either have a bite or some sort of what looks like it was maybe like a claw scratch or something.
Like a zombie would do.
Like a zombie would do.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, I'll thank
Good job,
the acolyte.
Deadpool.
I will thank the acolyte for their time and ask if there's anything that they've even seen remotely help. Not necessarily cure, but help these individuals.
Yeah, stabbing them in the brain helps.
Even in the smallest sense.
She leans over and whispers very quietly into your ear. No, we keep them comfortable and then we burn them.
I'll thank her for her duty, and I know that must not be easy. And ask her to continue doing everything she can, and then get the fuck out of there.
All right. So let's see. Jason, you switch out your armor, and you walk up to Pern, and she looks dejected, and she goes, Jason, why'd you have to go and fuck it up? And she throws you 5 gold.
Oh, 5 gold for starters. Best of luck to you here, Pern. Although, between us, I'd recommend you get out before it gets worse. Or worse than that.
She says, that's a good idea, but and she taps the patch on her shoulder. I'm spoken for.
Best
This
to
is
you.
my place, for better or worse.
Best to you. Hope to see you again.
You're not so bad, Jason. Hope you don't die.
That's what I seem least good at doing.
So later that night,
check his charisma score if you want to know how good he is at coming up with quips.
so later that night, you guys all for another round of gruel.
Do we have rations? Can't we just eat those?
Nope. Eating the gruel.
No, I'll eat the gruel. I want to save the
I
rations.
have good berry. You can eat my berries, everybody.
Nope.
I will eat a berry.
eat my berries, everyone, is the least tempting thing.
I want to eat his berries.
Yikes.
So Iku is sitting around the fire with you, and she turns to the Jason, the new mercenary who's joined them, and says, "Your speech earlier in the tent. Thank you for the help and for the assistance in freeing these adventurers. I would have, I would not have wanted to have to leave them. You mentioned how much you hate the undead. You seem to have great anger towards them. Why is that?"
The last family I had was killed by a party of these monsters. Down in Atazikawazi. They were led by
The Gorge of Blades.
some sort of hideous beast. A snake
Beast.
snake tail, flaming sword, hood with a black cloak on it. I hope only to see that if I can't kill every last undead stinking monster on this island, that I can at least make him feel pain before I die. So that whatever is left of an albino clan of dwarves at least has some vengeance to carry them forward to the next forge.
Wait, can I ask? Are we to believe that he is some sort of anthropologist, archaeologist, cartographer? Is that what's going on here?
Only the last one. I never claimed to be any of the other two.
I feel pity for these remote dwarves who don't have a way to make it alive.
I did implore you to read the bio. Did you not?
I
Did
am.
you not do that?
I'm
Perhaps take a minute and then comment the second time.
He's RPing.
Hey, Jason, roll perception.
Okay. Sorry, I was off the character sheet here. Core.
I'm switching to bio. Thank you.
Yikes. Good rolls.
You
Yep, that's again not my forte.
I don't know.
You have a +4 and it
You
ain't
got a
bad.
+4.
Well, that's all I can do.
so
You rolled a 2 and a 5.
This is indicative of your character, isn't it?
It is. It is. You guys got
So-
sold a bill of goods.
Yeah. So at mentioning this monstrous creature with a snake body, and the flaming sword and all that,
The worst part of the snake.
she something changes in her eyes,
I would argue it was.
but
the
you're
flame,
but you're not really sure what changed. But you see briefly something happens in her eyes, but when you look closer, you aren't able to determine what changed.
Fair
And
enough.
she says, "You speak of Raz Nasi. There's
What
no
do you-
way.
What do you
He-
know? What do you know of that beast?
Raz Nasi is a legend from long ago. He was a human once, a warlord. He brought ruin to the lost city of Omu, and he built an undead army that was the scourge of the peninsula of Chult.
Didn't
What we
look
see
so
now-
human to me.
These are the remnants of the undead army that Raz Nasi left behind when he was killed. He transformed into a snake creature after dealing in dark magic rituals. If what you say is true, if Raz Nasi has returned, this is a very bad omen.
It's more than an omen to me and my father. If you have any knowledge of where he might be, I expect we'll speak further on that.
If you encountered him in Nataj Yilwazi, he is likely far, far to the south. This is something that you should discuss with the Guardian at Orolunga.
I will do then. Perhaps we'll talk more on this.
Is this the Shield Guardian we're talking about?
No, the Shield Guardian.
You
was
were
at
obsessed with that thing.
so the Shield Guardian was at the X on the map, right?
Yeah.
Orolunga. There were two cities, or two places on the map that Steve
Try to
Yeah.
guess.
That's what those red lines
tried to
are.
guess?
Steve nailed
Yes.
them. Yeah.
and then you guys agreed to go searching out those two places
Yeah.
Right.
in return
But-
for a ship.
They
I'm
are
assuming they're
respectively
right
50
near those red lines.
No, respectively,
course.
they are 50 and 100 miles away. So we know where they're not.
Yeah. So when you first left Port Nine Zaru, you guys were looking for the locations of Orolunga and Nangalore.
Yes, that's what they were. Yes.
Okay, and then your guide Iku told you that she knows the location of Orolunga, and she will take you there, and that there is a powerful guardian who knows all, who can tell you more if you reach there, and that. But to do so, you have to pay her, and also you have to help her in Mbala.
And she did not know the location of Mangalore.
I don't know if we even asked.
We
She-
never broached it.
She might. You can ask her.
Ask
Are we,
her right
are we
now.
all sitting around the fire right now? Is that the deal?
Al-
This is a
also,
campfire
if-
party.
Yeah. You're all sitting. You're all sitting around the fire.
If we are all sitting around the fire, could I ask one question?
Yeah, man.
That cube you showed earlier, what is that? Anyone?
Anyone?
Has no one attempted to identify it? Have you no magic among you that you might identify an object?
We
Perhaps,
know
sword?
perhaps
No
before
swords?
before
No
we
magic?
take a long rest for the evening, perhaps.
I thought we did this already. We were told by Troy that it was beyond our capability to figure it out. I believe that's what it was said. Is that not true?
Is that what you're telling Jason? It's beyond your capability, or
So what I recall,
Jason
Andrew,
says, "Who is Troy?"
what I recall was that it was you guys had taken it to Watanga, right? And I think he said that.
yeah, I'm not positive we ever tried.
All right, look, I have identified with right now. If you,
Your mic's cutting out quite a bit.
oh, I'm sorry. It's probably because we're on your connection tonight.
Well, nobody else's mic is cutting out. I'm just saying.
Tech burn. Flame war begins.
Probably my shitty 100 megabit FiOS over here.
So
Or your shitty mic, one or the other.
Well, you were saying Mike is failing at his drinking pact, and we all know how he gets.
Oh, come on. I'm fine. No, all right. I'm
So,
fine, Ossifer.
what were you saying, Andrew?
Look, you. What I was saying is, if the party pleases, I can run identify on it right now.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd much appreciate knowing what it was.
All right, fair enough.
Whoa.
I will run identify.
Right.
Taking
We
hours.
just met him. You're gonna listen to him after what just someone just
Second.
No,
I think it's all in all our interests to know what it is. If it's a bomb, for instance,
It could
that
explode
would
at
be
any
bad.
moment.
what have I been carrying? I'm not doing that. It's got some weird pictures inside. I'm not comfortable carrying this. No, but seriously, sure, I can. I mean, outside of Nick's comment, which is valid.
But RPing, I think it's a fair level of incredulity that you guys have been carrying this magic item across continents and have not attempted to identify it.
obviously, case in point, I thought we had already made at
Fair.
identifying it,
Fair.
and it was above our whatever.
Both of those arguments track. That said, knowing that we haven't done that,
Okay, fine. Yes, identify. I'm going to use identify.
So are you like around the campfire and you pull it out and bloop?
Yeah, that's about what happens.
About
Okay.
the size of
and everyone's
Well,
dead.
no, this is, you know what? Fine. I'm going to RP this. I say to everybody, I think I need not here. And I get up and I walk away and I pull it out and I'm like, fuck is this?
Okay. So you
And I spent
inspect it for
hours
about.
quietly with myself trying to identify it.
Okay, so you're gonna do it as a ritual.
Yes, as a ritual by
That's
myself, not
11
Okay.
minutes.
Okay, so you kind of sit down, you lay out some components in a circle, draw some arcane runes into the mud, pop it there, start the spell. The cube itself, as you start to identify it, kind of lifts up off the ground and has these kind of starts to glow with these faint blue kind of lines in it. And
Lets me know
after-
it's a Rubik's Cube, doesn't it?
after an hour, you can feel this flood of information entering your mind about what this item is.
Oh,
Cool.
Wow, that was only like 6.5 months later. Why did we not do this before?
That's what I was saying earlier when I was saying he's trying to help you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, holy shit.
This is a stupid item. I'm going to pitch it down a well. I feel like this is a Horcrux. I don't want this business.
This was a perfect item for Steve to be lagging around in his coat.
If you
actually.
don't, I feel like it. Oh, I feel like
Did
it might be
did it
important.
glow? Did it actually glow? I don't think.
No, only when I went to go identify it, which
Yeah.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
much.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I will report all of my findings back to them. They have the same arcane
Okay.
knowledge of the device as I did.
So,
All right.
So Zig has had no visions though since carrying it.
That's correct.
And
So it's granted one vision.
does he know that it's attracted to an archlich?
It
knows
says that
everything.
right there.
He knows everything that is in there.
Okay. Well, then I would, Jason, it's an archlich?
Jason
King
doesn't
of
know
the-
anything about this.
Well, if he's told the entire party.
I did. I said I told the entire party.
Says, if it's a king of these monsters, I'd be happy to carry it. I'd love to carve one up.
Oh no, nobody said anything about carrying it.
Fair enough.
So
We
Iku
just need to find some
hearing
people to
what
sacrifice.
this says this is interesting because Ras Nasi is not a lich.
Fair enough. There's more than that monster that needs to die out in this island. It's endless waves of beasts. More than that, I'd be happy to know if I was near the domain of one of their kings.
I feel like this is a gateway to a backstory I don't care about.
I don't know, man. Killing an archlich might provide
An
some-
archlich is probably the story, guys.
Ah!
I mean, that's probably...
I'm gonna pass. I feel like I
No.
should open up an inn.
Asarak.
And
This says Asarak, not. Oh, I guess it could be that guy, maybe.
I don't recall the one we saw ever being given a name.
Yeah, you're right.
How many archliches could there be on one peninsula?
3.
Okay. Maximum of 3. Maximum of 3 archliches, that's fair.
In an archlich cul-de-sac.
Yeah, they live together. Their kids go to school together. It's really quite convenient.
You want to
Share
live near people like you. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
They share a P.O.
Don't ask
box.
stupid questions like that. I don't know.
God. I don't know anything about real estate.
I think it's fair to say that Jason does not know anything about real estate.
hey, I'm gonna go rename the black cube the Beacon of Azra. How about that?
There you go.
There you go.
So we remember next time what it is.
Next time we have a neutral or good character, we just want to murder.
We just want to murder.
I have one in mind.
Oh my God, this thing is. Yeah, you're right. This thing's gonna lead us to the lich.
Yeah.
That's the homing beacon, right?
Wow, that would
Hey,
have
we
been
have to
really
kill him
handy to
neutrally.
know before we went in to discuss how we were gonna find this lich
Well,
with
the
the
how to
guy at
find
the
the
head of this
lich,
camp.
the guy that I to find. Well, yeah.
No, but
That is
Because
really
he was
good.
all like, "How do you know where to look?" And we could be like, "Well, this cube will tell us where to look," and then we'll.
Yeah.
And then he could say, "I'll take that cube."
Yeah.
But Meryl, it literally is like within 25 miles. I mean, look how many squares we don't have.
How big is each square, Troy?
10.
10 miles.
Yeah, so
But it's not nothing.
if that thing glows at all, we are on him.
But it's a 50. But if it's within 25 miles, it's a 50-mile radius.
Right.
Which is pretty
Yeah,
actually, which is pretty large to be honest.
What?
Yeah, it's
If it's
That is
20
a,
if it's a 20 miles, so if you're in the center, 25 miles to the east, or you'll hit 25 miles to the west, which is a 50-mile.
That's fair.
it's
But
it's
if we-
basically a two hex circle around your hex.
But
It's
if we
not
don't
bad.
have that, how do we know if we're near the lich?
I bet there's a giant fucking glowing beacon because all bastards like that.
Well, we really can't worry about the
Adventure time,
lich because
look
we
it up.
have to get the Mbala and deal with that first.
Yeah,
Right.
a lich is years away, guys.
So maybe
before
we
we're
get
killing
something
an
from that to
archlich.
at least give us a direction, like northeast,
No,
southwest.
I'm with you, but I'm saying let's not throw this thing away because
No, we're not throwing it away.
Let's
Jeez.
not throw it away, but if it starts glowing, we need to go in the opposite
Let's just head back and to Port Nine Zaro and just start betting on the dinos. Like, I mean,
like if it glows tomorrow, yes, let's run the fuck
Yes,
away.
if it glows tomorrow, we run the fuck away from whatever it glows.
Do we
Real quick, Troy, so I don't ever lose this thing, I'm going to shove it down the throat of my rubber chicken.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So the chicken will start to glow then if we're near the.
Yeah, it's translucent.
That's-
You know, it's-
I
Kind
dig
of
it, I
awesome.
dig
Yeah.
It'll be the sting of chickens.
I don't really know how that
Don't
means.
question it. That's awesome.
Sting is the sword in Lord of the Rings that glows.
Oh, there's a
Works.
sting like the musician.
That would be
Question.
even better.
Question. What happens to the chicken if Zygmundo dies?
It goes to the next person who touches it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually part of the thing.
All right.
Just heads up, Zygmundo. Recto is now plotting to kill you for your chicken.
I don't want that thing. No.
Hey, you would recharge the cube.
That would. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Nope. See, there's the plot.
A good point.
If you go to my character sheet and find Cyric's foul friend, there's a description about it.
Did you add it to include that it now glows in the presence of Arshlich?
No, but Troy may add that.
This is the most useful rubber chicken ever.
You know what though? I'm not gonna lose this fucking cube. That's what's up.
That's exactly right.
This would be that chicken would be like the best wallet ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Right?
Put your money clip in there.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna start packing gold into this bastard.
We better discuss the interior holding capacity of this chicken, or it's gonna end up being a bag of endless holding. That.
All right.
All right. So you guys all go to sleep and then prepare them to head back out. So that's where we'll end up.
Right. Sounds great.
I was gonna get into Jason's backstory a little more, but we're over time, so
We'll get into it next week when I negotiate my actual pay.
Okay.
That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Awkward. Yeah.
It'll be awkward for you.
But the
Have
weird
another
thing is, we don't have actual pay, so we're not real sure how that's gonna work.
And the weird thing is too, we have no money after paying Eco, so
No, you have ass loads of money.
No, we don't.
We did take Steve Dark Magic's.
Steve Dark, I know for a fact Steve Dark Magic had about like almost 300 gold on him.
He had a
Not,
massive amount of money.
not true. If you check all of our inventories, that is not how it ended
Well, then
up.
people did not appropriately update their inventories because I know what my dying inventory.
we each got 80 and 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you each got 80, that's well over.
Hey,
3.
listen, you joined us. You want to get paid. I mean, you can.
I'm just saying.
No.
You know, guys got to
Yeah.
subsist.
Wait,
Guys
wait,
gotta
wait.
get-
Can
gotta
somebody
get-
remind
gotta
me
get-
how
We will
many
discuss this
times
next
you
week.
got-
Shut it.
I don't think you're winning this democracy.
How much gold
The
did we
last
get?
time you
I gotta
guys
say
even
return.
tried to float down a river, you all almost died, especially Recto.
Did you say almost?
Yeah, you
It's-
got killed by
Or
Brontosaurus.
It sounded like you said
greedy
almost.
About gold and treasure really died, and died for good.
I'm trying to remember, who actually died. I'm trying to remember that.
Awful high on yourself for a guy that's been summoning every beast for 1,000 miles around.
Yeah.
Couple,
Yet is still
couple
alive
feet of
and
the
didn't
jungle.
die by trying to open a
Barely.
door.
barely.
Hey, Chris, can you just remind me real
Wasn't
quick?
killed by a door. That'll be Recto's tombstone.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have to say by a door.
We won't have a tombstone because we're gonna burn you and steal all your shit. That's the new policy.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, won't be long. Won't be long.
How much gold did we get from Steve Dark Magic?
I had none whatsoever going into it, so it was 84 gold and 45 silver.
Whoa, that's a pretty good hefty amount of gold.
Purr!
Yeah, because he sits and hoards it all.
No,
No.
Not to mention-
I added that to mine.
Well,
No, because
I-
none of you update your sheets when I give you the weekly
I'm just gonna-
accounting on how much gold you have.
I would say he had
That's
all
a
the
fair
gear
point.
too, but
We've had one person who you gave all the magical items to who pieced out. We have one person who we gave all the gold to who died.
You didn't give all the gold to me.
Yeah,
I
we
told
need to be a
everybody
little
how
better
much
about this.
gold they had every week. I posted it on the forums.
He
It's
did.
your own job.
It's a
to
fair
update.
point. He did. People are not great about updating their sheets.
no,
If you
that's
didn't do
totally
it,
true.
that's your
my
problem.
sheet is updated now because I was broke when we hired
All right, guys.
each